off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn one, break, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping. Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot. Overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb. I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blurs. Hey! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Shout out Shaggy, kept the league on rails through DC. Drops, rage quits, heartbreak fails. From quality to warm-ups, we all found gears. Turn pixels and puddles into real sweat, real years. Whoa! Hey, hey! Whoa! Hey, hey! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 fam, hear that countdown tight. 3, 2, 1, one last fight. One last fight. Yeah. Listen, 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 listen. One last fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down. Spray off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, never refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn one, break, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping. Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot. Overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb. I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blows.
Uh,
Hey,
Hello.
are we here? And okay.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHG World Series. We are in Season 3, the Round 7 Finals. Little technical difficulties there at the start, but we are back. I am joined in the booth by my friends Mr. Casual and Jersey. Mr. Casual, how you doing tonight?
It's doing pretty good today. Decided to see what sort of mayhem is going to unfold. Because those of us have done some race practice, know firsthand how chaotic the beginning of this race is going to be. But looking forward to see all the action on the Nordschleifer.
Absolutely. Jersey, how you doing tonight?
We're doing, man. Long day at work, long day in the house afterwards, but ready to go and ready to watch fastest guys get her done.
Excellent. Yeah, me too. This is going to be a fun and exciting race.
Mm.
We've got the finals with the fastest guys here starting off at split one. That's going to be a good time. But before we get into it, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors of the PHG World Series. First off, we've got 4D Racewear. You can check them out at 4dracewear.com. Makers of some really good sim racing gear, shoes, gloves, jerseys, stuff like that. So definitely go check them out. If you use code Salamander 10X or Papa 10X at checkout, you can get a 10% discount on 4D Racewear gear. I'd also like to thank Lithograph Comics. You can find Greg, aka Litho, over on Instagram. Go check him out there. And we've got Petey's Gaming and Graphics, formerly known as Vex Graphic Design. He's going through a little bit of a design rehash. He does a lot of the graphics that you're going to see tonight during our broadcast. And then also sponsored by the Mist Chronicles, authored by our very own Tuzzenbox. He has a 3-book series that's available on Amazon. Go check him out as well. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. We've got an exciting set of racing tonight. First off, we'll show you the top 10 drivers in points. These are the guys that are really trying to fight it out for uh, the win this season. The top 3 in points after this race is done win some free 4D racewear gear. So, we got Wid, Bobagito, and KP Wilcox there at the top. Jorge also very much in the mix. Um, a lot of big names up here. In fact, PHG Jersey, our commentator, is here in 9th position with 1,440 points. So,
Don't
Jersey,
get
you're
used to
racing
seeing it.
tomorrow, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Awesome. So, those are our top 10s. There are a few notables that did not qualify for this race. If we remember, the points for this season are 5 of your best 7 races. So PhD Rick Shear is currently ranked number 5 in the standings. Did not qualify for this race, so he can't gain any points. And then ranked number 8 is McNaughty, who also did not qualify for this one. So they can't go up. They certainly can go down if some of the other drivers below them pick up some extra points in this race. But some notables to just keep an eye out for, see if they end up in the top 10. All right, now we've got the round information. Mr. Casual, you want to take us through what we're going to be doing today?
So certainly, as you can see, we're at a track known as Green Hell, otherwise known as Nürburgring Nordschleife. We're going 7 times around the ring. Tire wear is at times 2 with the racing car being required. And fuel is at times 3 with 3 liters per second. And your choice of poison is any German Group 3 manufacturer.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe racing mediums are allowed, along with the wet
Mm.
tires. I believe there
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be some rain. There's destined to be rain at the start. But racing mediums are allowed. Racing hards are required, though.
Only one you can't use are softs.
All right, and now for the choice of cars. All the drivers ended up doing split qualifying on Tuesday and Wednesday, leading up to the final race here. And this is kind of the distribution of the cars being chose. The Porsche being the hands down favorite. 59% of the drivers chose to qualify in the Porsche. The car that you qualify in is the one that you have to race in. About a quarter of the drivers picked one of the 2 BMWs, either the endurance model or the sprint model. About 5% of the drivers picked the Audi R8 Evo or the Merc, and a couple of drivers driving the Beetle. So that's an interesting pick as well.
Oh, we know who that is.
We do. All right, so now for the drivers that we're going to be seeing in the split one, which is the first race of the night. You want to take us through the list of drivers we're going to see?
I can't
Mr. Casual?
Oh,
remember.
okay. So at the starting off with the point leader himself, Jorge Senior. Then we have S7R's with. Then we have Q3 KP Wilcox. Then we have K Naranjo, aka Oak. After him, we have Cotton Ballistics. Then another S7R, Stig Xander. Then after that, you have FAF Bo Bajito. Next up is a pair of S7R racers in the True Serum, and then followed by Mr. Racing. Then we have our trio, PHG Banana, PHG Pyro, and PHG Josh Moment. And behind him, and one of the few Yeetles is Mr. Peps. And then last but not least, FAF Wade.
And you will see in the graphic we do have a legend up there at the top. The top 3 in points are people that are currently on the podium are S7R Wid, KP Wilcox, and Bo Bajito. And then those in blue are in the top 10. This is indicative of the split qualifying that we do throughout the week, is that the drivers can kind of get jumbled around as far as who's got the
Mhm.
better car or maybe who's good at this particular track. So a lot of those drivers in red aren't in the top 10 in points, but are in top split for this race. So they're hoping to get a good points gain out of this one. All right, so that's our lineup for split 1. Now we just wait for the drivers to get out onto the grid so we can get qualifying going. Um, this is going to be a fun one. It's a long race. You know, we're doing 7 laps at the Nürburgring. Laps are what, just under 7 minutes or so when the track dries out, but I believe the track is going to start off wet. I believe qualifying's in the wet
Plus
and
we
it's
have,
going to start in the wet as well. So,
Mhm.
I think it's 20 minutes long too, instead of 10.
yeah, we have a long qualifier as well. So this is
Mhm.
not quite an endurance race, but a little closer to one than what we typically see out of these. So, I mean, Jersey, what are you most excited to see tonight? What are you hoping for? Do you have any sleeper picks that you think might pull this one out?
Mm.
Honestly, I've seen a couple guys in practice for race lobbies, and I think right now Banana is actually really quick here. Um, and True Serum is pretty quick here. I've seen him running. Uh, I don't know. I mean, a lot of this is very viable and elastic pitch strategy. Depending what tires you start on, when you want to take the hards, how long you want to take the hards, can technically do a one stop or two. It's all going to be very big mix up, and then you're going to have people that I don't expect to see too many mistakes from guys going off.
Yeah, that's the one thing at the Nürburgring is it's such a long track with so many corners. Each one is different. That just trying to stay on the track. I mean, they say race the track, not your competitors, and this track above all probably reflects that. Uh, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts, Mr. Casual? Do you have any particular sleeper picks or things you're looking for in this one?
Um, I'm honestly curious if anyone's going to try to do a one stop, because it's like if you're in a car that can do a one stop, it's like, do you try to make that work, or is the time loss on trying to make that work too large against the two stopper? Because the two stoppers, they can push, whereas if you try to do a one stop, you're pretty much locked into that track unless you pivot. So I'm curious to see of the cars that can do the one stopper. I'm curious if they'll try to do that or if they'll do the two and push.
Right. All right. It sounds like we have got qualifying underway here. As we see, it is very wet out there, up into the full wet territory. You can tell from the rain meter in the lower left. You can see that little
Mhm.
blue bar on the top of it indicates that that's kind of the full wet tires, and they're very much in that right away to start off this qualifying. Like Kay Naranjo, aka Oak, running in the Nerdsmobile in a Porsche. Very, very nice looking car there. And then Jorge, we know, is one of the fastest drivers. He did qualify on pole during split qualifying. We'll see if he can also put down a fast time in this qualifier. The split qualifying we had earlier in the week was in dry conditions, and these are in wet conditions. Running in third here, we got S7R's The Truth Serum in a very colorful and wild-looking livery.
Yeah.
But nice looking. Hot Ballistics coming up on him.
Ooh.
Running in what looks like a Knight Rider mobile when you look at it from the back.
Oh, yeah. Just needs a little light bar.
PHG Banana also in it. There's a number of Nerds cars. I wonder if there was a memo put out that I might have missed. We've got three different Nerds out there.
Yeah, remember, Slip is on.
Yeah, that's right. During our split qualifying throughout the week, we turn the slipstream off in order to everybody give each other room and just put down your fastest lap. Now that we are in the regular qualifier, slipstream is on, so these guys are probably going to be bunched up a little bit, but hopefully we don't see a lot of impeding. But yeah, PHG Banana, that bright pink nerd,
I think
BMW, and he's got the rainbow leopard in the back seat, a throwback to our broadcaster T-Case. Everybody remember to like and subscribe to TK's channel. He's doing a great job here, showing us the camera angles. And S7R Wid. Wid and Jorge are kind of the rivals here. Good rivals, frenemies. They've given us a lot of good racing. Beat Pabst in the Beetle, Transformers Beetle. Very nice looking. Beat the Green Hell, it says on the side. And S7R's Mr. Racing. S7R always rocking some nice clean liveries in the red, white, blue. Love to see it. And PHG Pyro running in his typical tribal theme with the red and black. We know Pyro's a fast driver. There's been a couple of races where he's run into some bad luck, but I know he enjoys the Nürburgring. So looking to see some big things out of him. And he also, a throwback to a mention to our sponsors here, he is rocking some of those 4D racewear shoes that he won while racing in the Joker series, something I put on, so shameless plug there as well. And FAF Boba Cheeto, I'm surprised. Does it say Boba Cheeto? It does. It's the Boba Cheeto. Yep. I love it. Kind of the Roxy theme, but in an orange leopard. That is a wild looking livery. FAF always bringing the hot liveries to the race. Love to see it. Got FAF Wade in the Guns N' Roses car.
Yeah.
No words of man. You got the 80s, 90s rock band. That's definitely my era. This might be my favorite on the track for sentimental reasons.
I know Wade's got Welcome to the Jungle playing right now.
There we go. And it looked like at the back we have two drivers just kind of waiting out the rain in the pits. That is one of the strategies to use during qualifying. I believe it will start to dry out near the end. So,
right.
Oak just came out, although it looks like he has a 3-second pen. That shouldn't matter.
Also on mediums.
Yep. Yeah. So they're waiting in the pits. Needs to take it a little easier, though, if he wants to put in a fast lap. Damage is set to light, so that will heal itself. But yeah, in these full wet conditions, or actually, it's not quite full wet. It's in intermediate conditions, but running on a racing tire, you got to be so careful. And look at that. I mean, just barely turns the car, but you blip the throttle, and around you go.
There it is.
Yeah, I think some of these guys are just hoping it dries out a bit. They're going to come out on the racing tire and then, put down a fast lap. Look like Moose having the same thing. Also on racing mediums, I'll bet PHG Banana probably doing the same thing. That was a heck of a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, these guys are trying. They're probably going for the one shot. They're going to have to take this out lap super slow.
Oh, yeah.
Just to keep it on track.
I think they'll have enough time. I think that's why they're pushing right now, trying to get around, because I think if they can get around on the out lap, if they've got more than a little hair over 7 minutes remaining, they can squeeze second in there.
All right, and get 2 laps on the racing tire. I think they're just, it looks like Mr. Wilcox was out and wasn't liking the racing conditions. I mean, the trick is that when these first guys come around, they're going to dry the track out. But I don't know if you can really wait for them to get around before coming out unless you're going to do it as a legit one-shot. We'll see also how many of these drivers do pit at the end of the outlap. We've seen that happen as well. And oh, B-Paps losing it there. I think he was going into the mini carousel. Comes down through this twisty section where you just keep it wide open. Then you got to get you brake for here. And oh, he just went too wide there.
Yeah.
Hasn't even gotten to the carousel yet. Just touched the grass. That was all she wrote. Again, far enough away from the start-finish, that damage should heal. A lot of these guys pretty close together on their outlaps.
I'm almost going to guarantee that a lot of these guys, if they're still on the intermediates, they are going to come in at the end of this.
Hot Ballistics with a heck of a save there, going through that fast right-hander, leading on to the Dottinger straight. Is able to gather it up, no damage, just keeps on going. Yeah, I don't know, Jersey. They may very well do that. Just come in for racing tires. Otherwise, with the track still being
they're using this this opportunity right now to, even if they're out on intermediates and they're not trying to set a time, they're just trying to burn fuel.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. We see everybody jumping into the pits so far. A 7R WID, everybody's doing it. The one shot is risky. You're going to be going out on your, you're going to run your outlap with the track still wet. It'll likely be pretty dry by the time you get your hot lap, but you only one hot lap on a track this long. You gotta, the question is, do you dial it back a little bit and play it safe so you get?
Well, just a little bit. You don't really want to push too hard on this next outlap with your racing tires on, because you really got to stay in that dry line. The wreck is if you wreck, it's going to keep you from getting a second lap in. If you can manage to keep it there, you can, if you're fast enough, you can just squeeze in that second lap.
And we're watching Bobagito and Wade here. They are decidedly on a fuel burn strategy, staying in second gear, just trying to lighten that car up. Try to get, again, take their one shot and do it the fastest possible. We'll see. Are they coming to the pits? It looks like they are. I do believe Pyro was one that actually stayed. I don't think he came in. I think he stayed out. Is he? Yeah, he's still on intermediates. So we'll see if, being able to push on the inters, see if that'll be as fast as those trying to be careful on the racing mediums. That'll be the thing. He can use all of the track. The people on the racing mediums are going to have to kind of keep it off the curbs, and there is a lot of curb usage in this one. Whoa! I think Stig was trying to signal to his teammate there to go around him, and this racing, I think, kind of went around right at the last minute. But then again, with the track wet, let's see what happens here. When he gets alongside of him, I think he hits the wet line.
Kind of looked like he was, but he got on the wet stuff, and it was like, oops.
Yeah, turned him into his teammate. It almost looked like he was trying to maneuver his teammate there. We know that's not what was going on. Looks like everybody's on their outlap, so shouldn't matter by the time they get around and set a time. Looks like pretty much everybody who came in the pits out on racing mediums. We still see some water kicking up as they hit the side of the track.
Okay.
See, Hot Ballistic still sitting in the pits. I wonder if he's just giving it a little more time to dry out before going out.
Probably just shy. You're probably going to come out just shy of that 7-minute mark, like 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, if you're out in the driest possible conditions, that's the fastest possible lap.
Yeah,
Pyro here is about halfway around.
When I was doing, as he's going to be our first one to set a provisional whole time. But I was going to say that when I did some quality runs, if I don't push too hard and I stay within the confines of the dry line, as you can see on the track, you're okay. But I was like, I didn't want to risk it, so I ran TC1.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can have the faster tire, if you're confident and you can just stay on the line, you can put down a heck of a fast lap. But if you're on the faster tire but playing it safe, at least I haven't tried it here, but in my experience, that usually kind of evens itself out. We'll see how this all turns out. It's exciting to see somebody trying to just run the intermediate strategy and see how that pans out against others, and to know that it's Pyro, who we know is a fast driver. I'm anxious to see what he does with this. But he is running it, using the whole track. We see that water kicking up every time he goes a little wider.
Yep. And he's those intermediates, man. He's I would say a little more than halfway around his hot lap here, and those intermediates are already screaming.
Yep. I mean, this is, in all honesty, this may end up being a one-shotter for him as well. I mean, by the time he finishes this lap and starts the next one, because he has to finish the lap to log the time. But once he finishes it, I don't know, he's not going to have time to go back to the pits, roll on the racing tires, and get back around. And if he just stays out on the intermediates, he's going to be decidedly slower, because they're just going to be, burned well over halfway down at that point. I mean, they're what, a quarter of the way down already. He's still got some track to go.
Yeah.
And this is probably the most technical part of the track that he's in now, kind of this second third of the track before you get onto that last little twisty bit before the Dottinger straight.
Right.
I remember that you didn't realize it, but as we were going through some of those views, I heard the music, rave music playing trackside.
We talked about that during qualifying, that during in these race conditions with all the fans on the side. Oh, and Stig goes around. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, yeah.
He's in that technical section.
Yeah.
Touch the wet line. Barely.
Yeah, you just the wet line, and then the curves. Some of these curves, they'll let you off the hook right now, but some of them just do not.
Yeah, the curves have that steep angle that there's some of them that'll bounce your car around. If it bounces you out into the wet line, it's game over at that point.
That was actually, I was practicing with the R8 through most of the earlier part of the week, and I intended to race the R8, but that was one of the things that just, I couldn't use it anymore. It was just, any of the curves you touched with the R8, it just was super bouncy. And the new 911, it felt just like the R8, maybe a little bit less on the top end. The R8 had a little more pull, but it just felt so much more stable using corners and being able to go over curves.
It is very stable. Let's see, where's Pyro at? He should be coming pretty close to start finish by now. Just getting to the end of the Dottinger straight, going through that little kink. You can see him running through the wet line, trying to keep those tires cooled down. He does have a couple of final corners to go through where that added grip will be beneficial. Let's see if he can get it slowed down. Looks like he does. 2 more corners to go. Looks like he's going to be in a high 6 minutes.
Okay.
6:58, 6:59, just under a 7-minute time.
I think when I tried doing what he did, staying on the inters, I think I had like a low 650. And then I seen those that were on the slicks, they were like, 640 range?
Right.
I'm curious if he had an issue that we didn't see, or because there's so many drivers on the track, that if the track is drier than in practice, that may have affected, burned down his tires more.
Those inters were really ripped up compared to, and I don't know if it's the car, but I could get 3 laps out of the inters in practice, and to be able to go 1, and they were that ripped up on his car. It's just, that was crazy, and the tire weight.
Yeah, once you get 4, that's the thing. We run practice lobbies. Let's say you get 6, 8, 10 people in it. Mr. Racing with a twitch sent him off the track. As he was getting onto that straightaway section, let's see here. Touches the
Ooh,
curb, touches the curb, but he's still good. It's when he gets through this section here.
Ooh.
Then, actually, he wasn't even on the wet. Just car twitched that little
Just that
bit when he
curb.
tried to catch it. Yeah, he may have
That
nipped
curb.
the curb just barely. Now he's dealing with damage. That's going to hurt his time quite a bit.
Some of them will let you go. Some of them not so much.
We got FAF Wade and Bobagito continuing to burn fuel. Just parked on the side of the Dottinger Straight. I'm sure they've got a little over 3 minutes before they need to get to the start-finish line.
Yeah.
And then, the way the game works is you've basically got a whole lap to run. So the countdown is basically 7 minutes long. These guys trying to maximize their opportunity.
Oh. Okay.
And it looks like we got a raid by... Is that Jester? Or this is not Jester?
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us here at the PHG World Series. We are in qualifying session right now for top split. Once we get this wrapped up, we will be starting our split 1 race. So stick around. This will be a fun one to watch. PHG Banana here. Looks like he's getting towards the end of this lap. On his hot lap. On some racing mediums. And actually, it looks like he's timed it right. They will likely get a second hot lap. Moose there, 14 seconds purple. So the racing medium's definitely looking like the way to go. Even just waiting it out till these dry conditions. There, Moose goes getting through the mini carousel. Little wiggly on exit, but doesn't lose it.
But just keep it pointing in a straight line.
Yep. And then this fast right-hander, you want to carry as much speed as possible onto the Dottinger Straight, but you don't want to go wide. If you go wide, you can lose so much time. But if you carry the speed...
I'm wondering what I did. What did we miss with this nerd thing? I've been thinking about it the whole time.
I did see Joe Collins did float the idea. It's like, maybe since we're at Nords, maybe it's supposed to be nerves. NERBS.
No. I was thinking maybe it was, I was thinking maybe it was something to do because I know the lead actor for Revenge of the Nerds just passed away.
Oh.
And I thought maybe it was something to do with that.
Interesting. Well, I know PHG Banana and Moose both run for Team Moose Mafia Racing in the IRO series. So it might just be a team thing, but Moose there at the top of the speed chart with a 6:42. 17 seconds faster than what Pyro put down. Oak also part of that same team.
I'm really interested to see what these guys that have been sitting out there just waiting to run the last minute run their lap. I hope if it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
we shall see.
Yeah.
So Jorge jumps to the top of the speed chart. Oh, but we hear in chat that the nerds is a shout out to us commentators. Well, I do self-identify as a nerd, so he's not wrong.
If that makes us nerds, I wonder what that makes the proprietor.
Ooh, Jorge would have.
Person who's jealous of the nerds, maybe. See, the nerds are the new jocks. Like, we're the cool guys now.
That's it. Well, I'm gonna. You know what? Maybe I'll have to make a livery that says Lambda, Lambda, Lambda on it.
Oh, there you go. All right, but Bobagito that we just saw back there, he's one of the ones that was doing this maximizing strategy. We'll see how that goes. KP Wilcox appears to just be doing a start from the back, which he has done a number of times this season. He's another really fast driver. Now, granted, he's in a split with Jorge and Wid, so the chances of running through the field are a little slimmer. But in his mind, probably a lot of fun.
And you're not wrong, Papa. At least you aren't a sandbagging nerd.
Why are the dates heading in my direction tonight?
Well, you know.
I do. This must be Papa's retaliation for last broadcast I did with T-Dub. This is his way of paying me back.
It looks like S7R will be the first ones to cross here.
Okay.
See how that goes. As Mr. Racing heads on the Dottinger Straight. Reach for a cold beverage. Check the stocks. Look out the window. Pay attention to the scenery. But he's not texting and driving.
Oh, that's what I'd be doing. You know, watching these guys drive down this straightaway, it just reminds me of what it's like for me when I'm trying to get home from work.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did see Mr. Racing have a big moment earlier. I was like,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
down.
he
I was
did.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, why is he at 7 minutes? That's right. He did take some damage after a spin. So a 7:02. Looking for him to run up the field. We know
Yeah.
he's faster than that.
Then it was like Pabst, unless he was on the. Yeah, Pabst said a new time, but not sure what it was.
6:50.5. Respectable time. Otherwise, we got FAF Wade will be the next one across the line. One of the drivers waiting. I didn't mean to do that. Wade is doing a lot of waiting.
Don't worry, it happens, Mr. Racing. I was like, if nothing else, you won't be the only one to mess up your qualifying.
Wonder if we can change Wade's name on FAF Wait for this race.
The waiter. You start calling him the waiter instead of the sandbagger. Everybody needs nicknames in racing, don't they?
Well, you know, everybody deserves one. Kind of like when pilots get their call sign, you know?
Yeah, there you go. I actually just watched the original Top Gun a few days ago. I mean, I remember that it was good. It was even better than I remembered.
I know, it's still amazing after all these years.
I'm still loving this Guns N' Roses livery.
I know. Yeah, I'm really digging this.
Such nostalgia. I actually have a GNR playlist on Spotify.
Huh.
That and a Motley Crue playlist. How much waiting would a waiting Wade? All right, so as Wade comes to the final couple corners, looking like he's got a good time here. 640 coming around the last corner.
3, 4,
646.
6.
There we go. Puts him up into P4. Let's see. Who do we got on the Dottinger Straight? Durham.
Okay.
Also running a Porsche here. Now, I'd mentioned earlier, though, Sector 7 liveries are usually pretty clean. This one,
He's going to
not
have
so
a
much.
quick time. He might be in the 30s.
It's going to be close.
8,
39.
9.
Yep, a sub 640. Yeah, he had kind of a wild livery there. Bobagito, this one's also cool. Actually, I don't know which is my favorite, GNR or Bobagito's.
I was like, well, it's like that. So
But here he comes to the line, also going to be just above a 640, it looks like. 641? 641.8 puts him P3. Then we got a train of cards coming down the Dottinger Straight here, led by Cotton Ballistics. We have seen Cotton Ballistics throw down some good times throughout this season, along with Oak, another ridiculously fast driver, and Moose. Moose we know well, good friend of PHG. Cotton Ballistics coming in with a 638, and Oak Jumps up to
37.
P2 with a 637. And we missed Banana up there with a 638. Moose P7 with a 642. Wow, so we've got
improved.
five drivers under 640.
Yeah, Jorge went from a 36 to a 34 too.
Oof. Jorge's still bringing the speed, and Wid jumped up into P2 with a 636. So once again, the frenemies 1-2 on the starting grid. I believe that's everybody done with hot laps.
You know what's funny is
Oh,
Jorge,
it's PP still
Jorge
sitting in the
coming out
pits.
here. Jorge coming out here and running a faster time than I did with a full dry track, and he's just using the dry line.
Man, it looks like we have about 2 minutes of runoff here.
Yep.
Because we have a driver in the pits. But it looks like this is going to be our starting positions. Jorge in P1, Wid P2, Oak P3, PHG Banana P4, Ballistics P5. The Truth Serum, the last of our sub 640 drivers, P6. Bobachito P7 with a 641. MMR's Moose at P8 with a 642. FAF Wade P9 with a 646. P10 we've got S7R's Stig Xander with 647. P11 Paps at the Beetle running a 650. You see that, Papa? A Beetle could have made top split. The car is viable. The PHG Pyro, the lone driver we had running on the intermediates with a 659. S7R's Mr. Racing, we saw him have an incident on his hot lap. 702, again, looking for him to run up through the field. And of course, the true sandbagger of this split, Mr. KP Wilcox, sat out qualifying, going to start at the back. But we'll see just how quickly him and Mr. Racing kind of work their way up through the field. They've got to be consistent.
I was waiting for you to make your way through the orders out, and basically Papa said what I was going to say, saying the car's viable, the Beetle, but he's not viable.
I was implying that, but then he just went and said it, so that works. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to watch. We know the Nürburgring is notoriously hard to pass. With all the corners, and with it being a relatively skinny track, and then with us starting in the wet, what do you guys think as far as starting tires? Are some people going to start on the wets and others start on the intermediates, or is that going to be
I think it's going to really boil down to who is most comfortable on the dry line with what tire, and it's also going to be too. A lot of these cars, they burn fuel at a different rate. So if some of them are trying a one stop, trying a two stop, I mean, I think in all honesty, you're going to see a majority of these drivers start an intermediate over heavy wet.
That probably makes sense.
The whole lap was like heavy wet conditions, then you would see everyone go to the full wet tire. But as you saw in that qualifying, it was maybe at best half the lap, maybe a quarter. So it's like I think you'll see drivers on the inters.
All right, we already went through the qualifying order while we were out on track, but just as a reminder, got our 14 drivers. Jorge at the top of the list, KP Wilcox at the bottom of the list, but do not expect him to stay there. Back to the tire discussion. I mean, I think you're right. I think most people are going to start on intermediates, even if the track is wet, and if it's wet for a while. On other tracks, it would make sense to start on the wets because they are decidedly faster in full wet conditions. But with the Nürburgring being so long, if you get into that intermediate territory and you have to run, let's say, a lap and a half with it, those tires are going to be burned down so much by the time you finally pit, you're going to lose a lot more than if you were running at a different track where as soon as it dries out, you can get in and switch onto the racing tire.
But I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see though that these the heavier cars like the Beamers and everything that isn't the Porsche is going to eat those intermediates up more than the Porsche does.
Probably. But I mean, that continues to go to my point. If they were on full wets, they would really eat up the full wets. So,
Oh yeah. they'd melt into the
would-
pavement by halfway
I would
around
be
the lap.
surprised. I'd be surprised if we see anybody running that, but who knows? Somebody may pull some strat out that we just weren't expecting. We've seen Jorge go and just run away from the field before and then take that lead and capitalize on it for the rest of the race.
Mhm.
It wouldn't totally surprise me if he went on full wets and was able to get a big gap to, second place and then just be able to run, backed off a bit in order to let them reel in time to go pit. But Jorge's smart. He knows what he's doing. We'll see how this all
Yep.
plays out.
Jersey, they're saying you look like Billy Bob Thornton.
Excellent.
You know what? I can see it. I can see it.
Now, if
Put on the hat
now,
and you look like Landman.
listen,
Yeah.
listen. Now, if I can just find a chick that looks like Angelina Jolie, and I'll be set.
There
That's
you
all
go.
I need.
All right. I think we're going to go and do a really quick commercial break before we get going for this
Okay.
race.
Yeah. Listen. Well, let's fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line lights.
All right. So thanks for helping us out. We're monetized here. We gotta make this worthwhile for us. Yeah, just wait for the drivers to get out on track and get this thing underway. Uh how tight do we think this is going to be? Coming right on out. We know everybody kind of needs to go nose to tail, but obviously with Jorge and Wid and some of those guys at the front might be able to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah,
Or
I
do you
think
they're gonna
I
stay
think you're
bunched
going to
up?
see. I think you're going to see the really fast the guys that are going to finish top. They're going to get up front pretty quick. But I think it's going to be more of groups. I think you're going to have 1, 2, 3. Up front is going to be a little more spread out, and then as you get closer to midfield, you're going to be more bunched up.
All right, so it sounds like here we go. Cars are all out on track. It is raining. The wipers are going.
Oh, yes.
We are about to get this thing underway. Jorge leading us around. We do have a rolling start. The guys will be spread out a bit. And here we go. Green, green, green.
All right.
Jorge driving into turn 1. Trying to pull some kind of a gap. Wid right behind the drivers, kind of keeping it all in line for now.
All right.
They're running through all the twisty bits here.
And it's
Nobody really pulling out of line yet.
No.
No, I don't think you're really going to see it here. I mean, unless somebody makes a mistake, I think everybody's going to kind of stay where they are.
Yeah, it's once we get to that first fast right-hander and then we get onto that long flat-out section is where we could potentially see some slipstream overtakes.
Right.
I think they're coming
Well,
up to
by
that
then, we'll
peak right now.
We'll start to see a dry line by the time we get there already, I'm presuming.
Jorge's got himself a 1.3 second lead right on the limit of that slipstream that Wid was hoping to keep on this section.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a check on everybody's tires to see who chose what here? So far, I just see intermediate.
Yeah, it looks like it's intermediates all the way down the order. AP Wilcox still there. Last place. Pyro back in 13th. So Mr. Racing picking up a spot early on.
Mm-hmm.
They still go. They get through that that tricky little tight right-hander. They kind of dive through the trees. Kind of a scenic track here. But Jorge, Wid, and Oak all relatively close to each other. And a little gap before we get to Banana where they are tightened up from there. 4th, 5th, and 6th, as we expected. Kind of mid-pack is where the exciting racing is going to be. Cotton Ballistics all over PHG Banana.
I just hope these guys are planned not only for the grip conditions, but also the dirty air, their braking points being this close to everybody here. I'd really hate to see any kind of accidents or mistakes, ruin anybody's race.
Yeah, the dirty air is definitely a thing in these Group 3 cars. So, we'll see who's put in the practice, who's particularly put in the practice with people of similar pace, where they can run nice and close together like this. But Cotton Ballistics really not letting PHG Banana get away. Moose right on the back of Bobagito with FAF Wade. He's in the middle of an FAF sandwich. He's the A in FAF. Wilcox up to 12th. He's passed Pyro and B Pabst. We
Interesting.
don't see them.
Well,
I wonder if
those.
there was an issue. B Pabst is back, and Pyro's back even further. There's a 5-second and 4-second gap. There must have been an incident. But up front further, Jorge Wid has actually caught up just slightly. He was at that 1.3 second gap, is now down to 0.7. So has the slipstream. And now they're on to another really long, flat-out section where Jorge's pulling away. But he might be able to close it down. What do we got? Oak here coming out of this final corner. Ooh, a twitch!
Ooh.
He saves it. Oh, that was close. That is not where you would want to spin out. Now he's got Banana behind him, pushing him along. Go ahead, Mr.
That
Casual.
Porsche has got its advantage in the corner.
I think they would call that twitch he had a squeaky bum moment.
Squeaky bum time, as we would hear from our friend Flawed. Into this heavy braking zone leading into the carousel. We've got like 5 cars all tightly packed here together. Everybody just kind of biding their time, waiting for somebody to make a mistake as they go through the carousel now.
Quite the gaggle behind. I guess it becomes a murder if someone dies.
Well, that's only if they're
Well,
crows.
let's see if anybody's going to be brave enough to go for it at the end of the first lap here.
If you're at the back, maybe, because you'll have a drier track. But it's like if you're up front, it's like you might want to actually go a second lap. But it just depends on where you're at.
Go KP still sitting in 12th place,
Yeah.
riding along with right behind Mr. Racing, who was also starting at the back as a fast driver. But we can see a trend line forming already.
Because,
Yep, I
if
think
you look
he
at the
played it.
level. Yeah.
If he was playing his part, I don't think he went to pass anybody per se. I think he just capitalized on mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Very well could have been good. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you look at the meter at the front, you see it's still plenty wet. But if when we're on a car in the back, it's like way drier. So,
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits to being back in the pack. If you're in the back like KP is, maybe he's playing chess while the rest of us are playing checkers, and that he might be planning on getting that pit in early and doing a serious undercut by knowing that he's going to have a drier track than people like Jorge and Wid way up front.
Oh,
Wid running in P2 here. Let's see what happens.
A bit.
a little bit.
Yeah, a bit wide.
Oak takes advantage. Good and clean there. Oak up
Takes
to
it this
P2
time.
and Wid gets a half-second penalty. Still trying to keep him on the track.
Oh, he added another half second there. Right before he took the penalty, he added another half second.
This is that spot we were talking about earlier where you want to try to carry so much speed. He knows he lost that spot and he wants to get it back and carries too much around the outside there, gets into the grass, and then has to serve this penalty.
No, I thought
Another
he
position
got
to
another
Banana.
half second.
See, he's ended up in P4, being pushed along by Bobagito and Cotton Ballistics, running quite the train here.
Yeah, so everybody gets it stopped.
One whole lap of the Nürburgring, and we've got like 8 cars all right up against each other. And Wid coming into pit.
Interesting.
The first
Okay.
brave soul to get off of those intermediates. Again, probably hoping that the track will be quite a bit drier after everybody goes by. That promotes KP Wilcox up to P10.
Okay.
Now, Witt, of course, is going to have to be careful on pit exit. Pit exit's going to be very wet. But once you get it turned onto the racing line, it should be pretty dry for him as long as he can stay on the racing line. Oak has caught up to Jorge and is hounding him. Even has a run here. Not a good place to pass, but it's showing that he's got the skills to keep up with Jorge, at least in these wet conditions. Again, gets a bit of a run on him, but decides to push him along.
Could be trying to work together to try and create some space between third place and the rest of the field.
Yeah, that would not be a bad idea. Once again, these top 3 drivers are all teammates in the IRO, so it wouldn't surprise me if all 3 of them just work together to get away from FAF Bobagito. Banana is also quite close, less than a half a second back. You get this heavy braking zone, but Bobagito is right there, along with Moose. So
just a long conga line of color.
Okay. He's on the
Stick back.
hards.
Yep, on the racing hards, also pit. Oh, and Sting! Touch the wet line, and you see, as soon as you touch it, the car just, you lose all of your steering control. We'll see. Mr. Casual, you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, as we're getting ready to go through this fast left-hander, it's like you need to take speed, but as you saw, his right side started flirting with the wet stuff. When a dry tire flirts with wet stuff, unsatisfactory results.
Yeah, he was just a passenger for most of that one. Damaged the front end and both front right tires. Thankfully, we have light damage in this league, so that will heal itself.
I will say the only thing that helps Stig is he didn't have to turn himself around.
I was going to say, as TKs like to put it, it's still a little moist out there.
Very moist. Let's see, are we still on a... My screen is showing we're on a replay. Are we actually on a replay? Oh, this is some kind of game glitch we have going on here. It's not a replay. Oh, we're back to live. Okay, that was weird.
Okay.
That was PD stuff, just being PD. We were live, but it said we were on a replay. All right, so Jorge still in front, with Oak still right behind him. A little bit of a gap to Banana, who has Bobagito right on his tail.
I imagine everyone will probably be in this lap.
Yeah, we can see, even just visually, you can see that dry line has formed, and if you look at that rain meter, it is definitely dry tire territory, at least on the racing line. We check in with the truth serum back in P9, still on intermediates as well.
This is where you're going to see guys who might want to try the one-stopper, who are going to, if they're staying out on these intermediates, they're definitely going for one stop after this lap.
Yeah, you can see both Pyro and KP Wilcox running in the wet line, trying to keep those tires from burning up too much. Well, Wid here back in P12 on the hard tire, along with B Pabst also on the hard tire, and Stig Xander. All getting that hard tire out of the way.
Yep. Yeah, they're definitely going to be two stops at those guys.
Yeah, you got to wonder how soon they're going to come in and put on those mediums and really start to turn some fast laps.
That's really going to depend on... I would get a good glance at the fuel gauge, because that's really going to determine.
Checking back up with our leader. He is 22 seconds purple, so we can see as this track is drying out, these lap times are going to continue to come down. The cars are going to continue to get faster. But Oak not letting Jorge get away. I'll be honest, I'm surprised we have quite the battle going on at the front here. think we were talking in pre-race that we thought maybe Jorge and Wid would maybe kind of run away with it a bit. The battle would be later, but I mean, P1 through 4, 1 through 5 even, relatively tight.
Yeah.
There is getting to be a bit of a gap, but everybody kind of still slightly within slipstream range. We'll see. As they get to the Dottinger Straight, everybody who's within slipstream should start to bunch up again. But anybody who's been able to break that slipstream should start to spread out. Jorge with a 0.9 second lead on Oak. Oak desperately trying to cling to that slipstream.
That BMW is just so fast in a straight line, though. Once Jorge can just get through some of these corners where the Porsche excels, that BMW just got walk away from that Porsche.
Ooh. Oak got through that mini carousel much better than Jorge did. Now he's right on his bumper, right where he wants to be. See if maybe he can stay tucked in. He's pulled some space now.
Yeah.
Oak can come up and give him a little bit of a bump draft. They can try to get a little bit of a gap. What is the gap right now between Oak and Banana? I think it's over a second. Yeah, 2.3 seconds.
Yeah.
So they're able to run away a bit. I mean, Oak is really benefiting from this right now. He's got the slipstream.
Yeah.
Jorge's punching the hole in the air.
Plus, they're in
They're
different
still
cars.
on the dry line. Yeah, also being on different cars.
No,
So
See here, they come into the braking zone, a spot where you do tend to eat up some of that curb. Let's see if these guys dive into the pits. I'm sure they will. Yep, sure enough.
Yep.
P3, P4 in. Moose coming in. Wade coming in. They're all coming in.
So
Yeah,
everybody's
looking
running
all the way back
it looks
to, what is it, P12 is our first driver on the racing tires. Let's see if they have been able to gain,
Let's see.
where they're going to come out compared to when Jorge comes out of the pit. Swid going
Jorge
past.
is out.
Jorge just
Ooh,
getting
it's
out,
pretty
and
close.
there's Wid
Oh.
back in P5 is where he
man.
ended up. So jumped back up there. Wow, everybody waving around the rear end coming out of that pit lane. Really got to be careful. That pit lane is still very wet.
Yeah,
They caught
Banana
Banana,
got the-
Banana there with a 3 second.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
the pit lane. And
So Banana up in P3. Actually, looks like the FAF guys may have. I wonder if they fueled up some more. Whoa! And Moose goes around. Oh, he hit the wet line, and around it went. Let's see that again. Where's Moose here? There he is.
looks like maybe on the curb, exit curb gone.
Right there. Yeah, no, I think it's
Someone
going to be
touches that one. There we go. Hits the curb. It puts him into the wet
Yep.
line, and then under acceleration, round he goes. I know we have ghosting off, but when you're at a dead stop like that, thank goodness it still ghosts you. Now, once we get to the end of this lap, we're going to see things spread out quite a bit more. Yeah, we got Jorge and Oak up in P1, P2. Banana with a big 3-second penalty. That is going to hurt him quite a bit. Oh, and Moose off again. Bad luck for Moose. Let's see what happened. He's into this braking zone. Take us through this, Mr. Casual.
Yeah, looks like he is like he had his entry right, but looks like he had a slight twitch mid corner, and he adjusted, and that brought him to the wet stuff.
Oh, who just went off?
Oh, KP back in P10, now back to P11, P12. See what happens here. Jersey, did you see this happen?
I just caught it in where it was. It just looked like
Yeah.
I think he just went into the corner a little too hot,
Ooh,
touched
yeah.
the water, and there it is. That's the corner that gets me every time. You want to take it for the curb
Mhm.
slightly, and it usually brings you wide. But with the dry line here, you got to slow down a little bit more and stay left.
And KP was working his way up through the field,
Yeah.
but that is going to put him quite a ways back. We have a lot of work to do to try to get caught up. Banana really
Yeah,
sideways there. keeps it together.
Jorge and Oak really just kind of walking away right now.
Yeah, we'll see once.
Let's see what tires did they choose though, because I see a lot of people in Racing Hard using them now. Did Jorge and Oak go out on the mediums?
So it seems like everyone.
Jorge's on hard.
Jorge's
Jorge.
hard.
Medium.
Oak's on mediums. Okay.
Okay.
So Oak is going to have to switch to hards. We know he's going to be
Yeah.
on a 2-stop strat for sure. Yeah, racing hards.
Looks like Oak's one of the only ones that went with
Big on
mediums.
hards.
Without
And
taking
Bobagito
fuel,
on mediums.
Okay.
I think Bobagito has significantly more fuel too, so that would explain why the two FAF guys ended up further back.
Bobagito
And I
took
think
the
it's because
fuel
they
now.
took on more fuel. They might be trying to, well, hold on. If they have mediums, they can't one-stop it. They still have to go
No,
into hard.
they're trying to use a full tank of gas on their mediums and just a splash of fuel in the hard at the end.
Yeah, they will spend significantly less time in the pits at the end. You know, if they're just running this where maybe they've got more clean air, we'll see how that works out. Jorge holding on to a 1-second lead over Oak at this point. So Oak still having the slipstream, but also still having that dirty air. Again, got to be really careful. You know, that dirty air makes the front end slide just a little bit. That could put you onto the wet line, but Oak handling it very nicely.
Yeah, this track is a war of attrition, more so when it's wet.
Absolutely. It looks like PHG Banana, even with the 3-second penalty, has lost 7 seconds to our 2 leaders. And Wid just salivating behind him, knowing that with that 3-second pen, he will inherit 3rd place. Again, mention our sponsors, 4D Racewear will be giving away some prizes to our top 3 points finishers, which Shaggy has been keeping up in the chat. Kind of a live look at what the points look like given everybody's current running position.
So I'm starting to think about it.
Yeah?
You go ahead, Sal.
I was going to say, I think we were talking in the Discord before. I believe if Jorge wins this, he will be the outright winner. But if Wid finishes ahead of him, I think with any positions, he ends up winning the whole thing. Unless they both crash out and end up finishing way to the back, then, you know, somebody from 3rd or 4th could possibly jump them. But we'll see how that plays out.
But yeah, I was thinking about what Jorge's strat is, and I think he's going to basically go until as long as he needs on the hards, to the point where he can fuel up for the rest of the race on the mediums. Oop, Banana.
Around
wide.
Banana there. Banana went wide. Let's watch this overtake. Banana, I think, went a bit wide, and Wid was able to get around him. Let's see this play out. As they're coming to that fast right-hander. Oh, yeah, Banana lost the rear end and lost a lot of momentum. Wid capitalizes. And I think Banana, knowing that he had less speed, was trying to stay out of the way, but then kept himself in the wet line. So now, in addition to the 3-second penalty, he had slowed down quite a bit by going off track and hitting the wall. So PHG Banana's looting a lot of positions, going from P3 back to P6.
Jorge's in.
Jorge in the pits to get off the hards. Wid also in the pits. Oak now inherits the lead. And going to have some clean air for at least a lap or 2.
I think you might only have enough gas. One more lap.
Yeah, it's about a quarter of a tank. Oh, and Oak does have some damage. I wonder where he picked that damage up at.
And Wid had like half a tank when he went in, by the way.
So he's going to spend less time in as well. FAF Wade now up into 3rd with 3/4 of a tank left.
Both Jorge and Wid are on the same compound.
on racing medium. Yeah, they were just on hards before, so now being on mediums, these guys looking to pick up a lot of time. And that's the thing. Now that the track is drying out even more, and Stig with a 3-second penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, with the track drying out more and them being able to use more of the track with those racing mediums, they're probably going to start catching those hard runners mighty fast. Well, PHG Banana with another 3-second penalty. And Moose with a 3-second. Oh, man. You get a penalty. You get a penalty. KP comes out also on racing mediums. Sitting back in P14, had that unfortunate off just a lap ago. But, oh, 16 seconds purple in the first half of the lap.
Yeah.
Obagito looking pretty good. Got about 3/4 of a tank of gas. But that's not going to be able to take him to the end. 3/4 is probably only going to get him 3 laps. He will have to switch tires. FAF Wade in the same boat. But I believe they just switched to mediums. They actually might be going with a 1 lap on hards, huh?
Yeah.
So I've been doing a fair bit of practice in the 992, and even if you don't short shift the car, you can easily do 4 laps.
Yes.
But with it being such a long track, trying to squeeze the 5th lap out probably is not doable.
No, it's
you can get close, but yeah, it's like harder to do a 5th lap, and you probably just lose too much.
But even without that, with the refuel rate being at 3 liters a second, you are saving significant time in the pits.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the animation alone is 3. I think the animation alone is 3 seconds.
Oh, Pyro going a bit wide. He keeps it on the track, though. He was in the wet line. You can see he's significantly slower at this point. Stig with a 3-second penalty would love to get by, but just tucks in behind, knowing he's not going to be able to keep that position anyway. Probably a smart move. But man, how many 3-second penalties have we seen?
Yeah, we've seen a few of them.
5 of them at this point?
Because it's a bit of an awkward pit lane line at the end.
Yeah, it definitely is. S7R's Mr. Racing there in P10. S7R the Truth Serum in 11. Mr. Racing there in P10. He started P13. So he's picked up some spots. Oh, Banana back in P12. He's just had some horrible luck. Although it looks like he must have just come out of the pits, too. Because he has fresh tires and almost a full tank of fuel. That he's probably done pitting. He needs to serve this 3-second pen and hopes to run some people down. AP Wilcox in the same boat, just without the pen. Oh, getting a little squirrely there. But holy, 32 seconds purple. I mean, we can see just how fast these racing mediums are now that the track is getting so dry. You can see him using some of the curbs.
Yep.
You know, at least the flat curbs, you can start to use them.
Yeah.
Probably got about another lap or 2 before those curbs completely dry out. Then we'll really see some fast times. Using all of the track here at Nürburgring is probably even more crucial just because it keeps going from left to right so often. That's how you maintain that momentum.
Just looking at some of these fuel.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, looking at some of these guys' fuel where they're at in the 992, I don't know. It's going to be close if they can make it another 3 laps.
Yeah, they're really going to have about 3 1/4, 3 1/3 laps to go. So, you know, Mr. Casual, if what you were saying is that you can save a bit with the Porsche, that may be just enough.
Because
aren't they on mediums? If they're on mediums, they have to pit for hards anyway.
Yeah.
So they may be doing just the 1 lap on hards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oak has to pit for sure.
Because when I was like doing some race runs, I was like, when I was fuel saving from the beginning, I was actually getting close to like about 5 laps. So it was like 4.6, maybe 0.7. So it's like I could get close to 5, but as we see Pyro and Stig behind him. Stig has his pin to take, so imagine he's not going to try anything and just minimize time loss.
Yeah, he's staying pinned right behind him.
Oh.
Stig might have
Oh,
a little bit of pace, and it looks like he
I
got
scared
the
him
inside line.
off the carousel.
Yeah, Pyro gave him the space.
Yeah.
I think he saw that he got into his inside quarter panel. Let's watch this again.
Yeah, because he started, looks like he was going showing his nose and giving him the space. Pyro went wide.
Yeah,
And I saw
Pyro,
as we were going into this replay, Oak is in.
Yep, Oak in, getting off those mediums, going to run the rest of the race on hards, I would imagine.
Mr. Racing going for a move here.
Yeah,
Okay.
They get a 2-for-1.
Working together with Pyro, I'm sure they're probably just going to be able to start pulling away, which it looks like they are. Oh, but now we got the braking zone. Look out, guys. Mr. Racing backs out. Smart.
Yeah, this is not the area that you really want to press too wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and knowing those two had the slipstream and were working together, he wasn't going to be able to get that pass done. But now they're nose to tail. 4 of them. Heck of a battle going on here from 7th
A
to
quintet?
10th.
Was that a quintet?
Yeah,
Quartet.
there, right there.
Quartet.
Right in.
Mr. Racing got by B. Paps there. Kind of muscled his way on the inside. He had the inside line. Touched him just a bit, but relatively clean pass.
Okay.
Now they're still trying to hunt Pyro down.
Yeah, this
Stig
is where that
fell all the way
really
back to
wants
what,
to-
P11?
Okay.
Yeah, that 3-second penalty hurt. And now we got Bobagito up into the lead with a significant lead over his teammate, FAF Wade, 10 seconds.
It looks,
again,
looks
he is
like
on
he's
the
going to go
mediums.
for. Looks like he's going to stop probably end of lap 6.
Yep.
Flash of gas and throw on the hards.
Yeah, he's really, him and Wade both are going to need to have a significant lead over, I think Jorge is probably our provisional leader, given that the top 3, I'm assuming Cotton Ballistics also is going to have to come in.
Yeah.
He's on hards, but he's only got a half a tank of fuel. Well,
What's Jorge? 16 seconds.
16. Yeah.
He is going to come out ahead, but I don't know by how much.
yeah, Cotton Ballistics, he might be able to do some fuel saving and make it to the end. He is on the hards, but it's a matter of how much time will he lose doing the fuel saving. Oak here with the 3-second pen. Another 3-second penalty. Pit lane here at the Nordschleifer. Taking no prisoners. But Wid hunting him down.
Because you could see that. You could see that pit line, and I think if your back tire even so much as squeaks a corner of that paint, you're getting that.
Well, and also, so Oak is on the hards. Wid, I believe, is on the mediums. Wid has the tire advantage. And at this point, you know, trying to fight for this position and just follow behind in the dirty air is going to eat up your tires some. And Wid would like to get this pass done as soon as possible, but he can't be too eager with it. He knows he's going to inherit it at the end. Oh, but it looks like he's going for it here. Let's see, Oak.
Yeah.
Oak's just going to let him go. See if he can tuck in behind and use his slipstream to help pull him along. Maybe minimize that 3-second loss. The Cotton Ballistics staying relatively close to Wade. And Jorge, oh man, that gap between Jorge and Cotton Ballistics was over 4 seconds not very long ago. So Jorge running him down quick. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on his rear bumper by the time we get to the end of this lap. Yeah, there we go. Oak staying tucked right in there. Oh, but Wade goes off into the grass.
Oop.
Oh, that was that fast left-hander. It looks like he may have pushed it a little too hard. Let's see that again. As we come down this flat-out section, this left-hander coming up is one where you can take it flat if you get it just right. But with the track still being a little wet on the curbs, he gets through. No, there's no wetness. Oh, he just bumped. Just got on that curb, and it bounced him out into the grass. No damage. But back up into P2. Or P2, P5.
And the conga line still continues.
Yep. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Pyro doing a good job holding them off. I'm not sure if it's the other drivers being good in patience, or if he's running a defensive line. It looks like they're just all, getting through this section.
Yeah.
This is the technical. Well, the whole track is technical, but the most technical part
Yeah, I
of
was
the
going
track.
to say, what do you mean the technical part? It's the whole thing.
There's like, so how technical is the track? Yes.
We're grading on a curve here. This is the 9 out of 10 as opposed to the 8 out of 10 section.
Okay.
We're trying to continue to run down Oak here in less than a minute. Oak will be serving that penalty. Wid should be able to sail right on by. I'm sure he's kicking himself for that one little mistake. The other thing to note here is that Pyro is running on the hard compound. All three of the drivers behind him are running on the medium, so no wonder they're staying locked right to his bumper. That's a strategy. Hold them up, make them burn up their better tires. I'm sure these three guys would love to get around. I mean, they may not know. They may not know that Pyro's on hard. And Pyro's still running a good lap time here. It's not like he's slow. I mean, he might be slowing them up a little, but not significantly. But it certainly explains why they're all right on him.
All right.
We see it still. Yep, now it's a matter of who's going to work with who for the slipstream here. Are they all going to gang up on Pyro, or are they going to go 2 and 2? Who are the dance partners?
Paps and that Beetle got to pick somebody fast.
Ooh. Looks like Paps is...
Oh!
He almost...
Paps pulls out to try to slingshot around, not realizing that the True Serum was right there, almost caused an accident. Thankfully, they avoided it. Now Stig trying to use
and almost the same thing.
Almost the exact same thing. Oh, you guys got to watch their radars, but nothing bad's happened yet. It's just been real close.
Yeah, that Beetle got out in front air, then clean air there, and it's just like a sheet of plywood and going down the road. It's just no aerodynamics whatsoever, and slowed it right down.
Oh man, Pyro in the pits now to get off of the hards. All right, let's watch this unfold, because there was a lot going on here. Pyro at the front of this 4-car run at the beginning of the Dottinger Straight ends up at the back of this 4-car team. You see Paps bump out, and then as the True Serum gets the slipstream, he's also going to jump out to try to do the slingshot at the same time that Stig Xander does. And they touch just a little bit. No harm, no foul there, but that could have been bad.
Yeah, the end of that straight through. I thought they were going to try to go 3 wide there for a second. The end of that straight goes 3 to 1 real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oof.
It's like a construction zone.
Obagito now with a 12-second, almost 13-second lead over his teammate, FAF Wade, who has got Jorge all over his rear bumper. Looks like Wade and Jorge both on mediums. Jorge with a run.
Yeah.
Wow, gets it done.
I think Wade just kind of let him go there.
I think you're right, because that looked like too easy of a pass.
Yeah, I think he was in a line where he just wasn't getting the grip that he wanted to, and he knew Jorge was going to, he's moved out of it.
Yeah, he touched the curb, the car got a little unsettled, and rather than try to fight it, that could have been a lot worse. He's just going to settle into third here. But Cop Ballistics is not too far back. These top 4 drivers, or not the top 4, 2 through 4, relatively close to each other. Yeah, as Papa says in the chat, please, everybody that's watching this, remember to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. TK's doing an excellent job behind the camera here, showing us all those angles.
Yeah, so I can tell you, if you haven't subscribed to TK's channel, you're missing out.
100%. Here we are, the Truth Serum. He is 17 seconds behind Oak, but has Stig Xander still all over him. B. Paps back in P9 has lost a little bit of time there, almost a second back from Stig Xander. Again, all three of these guys on the same tire compound. It's like B. Pabst has just a little bit more fuel than Stig Xander does. They've got about a lap and a half to go, and they've got... Oh, wait, who just spun? Was that Stig?
I didn't see.
Back in P12? Yeah, he's got some damage. Let's see if we can pick up on it. Yeah, it looks like it hasn't happened yet. Coming through some of the twisty bits. Oh, in the back end, just too much of the go pedal.
Sorry, but I gotta say it. You can't park there, sir.
Can't park there. Ooh, that was close. That puts Stig back quite a ways. Man, he had fought his way up there. Speaking of fighting his way up there, Mr. Racing up to P9. +4 from where he started. He's got Moose and Banana, two nerds, pounding Sector 7 Racing. Everybody
wants to
jockeying
get
for
by.
position here.
Really a lot of fun.
Whoa!
Moose,
Mr. Racing
trying to
really
muscle his way
pushing Moose
through.
off. Oh, quite a bit of door bang there. Nerds up the inside. Ooh, that was wild. Let's see that again.
My palms are sweating, and I'm not even playing this.
We see him coming through here, Mr.
taking
Racing.
No prisoner. Moose. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Man, there was a lot of contact there, but nobody going off. Just some hard racing. That was fun to watch.
I tell you, I got that feeling like, when you're watching like a good horror movie and you know something's really bad about to happen, you kind of get unsettled in your seat, start to squirm a little bit. That's where I was.
Yeah.
That entire part just squirming around like, oh no.
Yeah, we saw them jockeying for position, back and forth trying to get past. But now we got Bobagito still with a 12-second lead. But his fuel is really low.
Yeah.
But I think we were predicting this. He's still got to run the hards. He's going to do one lap on hards here as long as he makes it to the start-finish line. He didn't undercalculate it.
Now, Boba is coming in into this lap. He's got to get hards on and take a splash of gas.
I think FAF Wade is probably going to do the same. His fuel isn't in quite as dire of a straits, but he will not make it another lap, and I believe he still has to run the hard compound anyway. So Wid looking to gain at least 2 spots while they come in. Hot Ballistics there in P4. What tire compound is Hot Ballistics on? Is he on mediums?
Hard.
He is on the hards, and he has a quarter tank. So he is probably good to go till the end. But Wid, Ballistic stays out of the slipstream of FAF Wade, allowing Wid to get by.
I think he got a bad exit front of the straight, and he's going to use this. He might be a little lower on fuel than he wants to be. So he's probably trying to conserve just a little bit here on the straight by sticking in the draft. No, he probably knows this guy's got to go in.
Whoa! A little bit of contact there. They kept it from getting bad. There we go. FAF Wade diving into the pits. Bobagito still hasn't started to fuel yet, so he's going to come out E4.
Jorge up back in the front.
Yep.
Jorge back out front with a 6-second lead over Wid. Who's a second ahead. Cotton Ballistics. Bobagito coming out in P4. Oak right
See
behind
Hogan
him.
running down.
Now, so Wid's going to have slightly better tires, 1 lap better, but with them being hards, I'm sure that's not going to make a huge difference. Oh, we got another battle of 3 back there with Moose, Banana, and
Four.
Yeah.
Mr.
Pat-
Racing.
yeah.
That's it. Still, yeah. 4.
Yeah, back to what Cotton Ballistics was doing. I'm wondering if he's looking a whole lap ahead. If he wants to follow Wid around and get to the Donninger Straight on the last lap with the slipstream and do the slingshot, the guy running behind is going to have the advantage when you get on Donninger Straight. Now, the trick is he has to stay with him throughout this lap, and it looks like Wid has started to pull away.
He's got to run him down a little bit. He needs to be within about that less than a second behind him if he wants to have a shot at it.
Right. Yeah. So that may not have been the plan. He may just not want to hold it up. Or maybe it was the plan, and it's just not working.
Maybe.
Yeah, Cotton Ballistics is now 2 seconds back, but is still 10 seconds ahead of Bobagito with those fresh hards. Then Oak back at P5. Everybody looking about where you would expect as far as fuel goes. We are on the final lap, almost halfway through this final lap. 7 laps around Nurb. Seemed like such a long time. FAF Wade here has got the truth serum well within his slipstream. 15 seconds behind Oak. Continuing to try to hold him off. They just got done with some of those long stretches and onto the second most technical part of the track. Maybe the third.
Could be the 10th.
Ooh.
Who knows?
By the way, Jorge has fastest lap currently.
Yes, 6:33. Jorge did set a 6:29 on an all-dry track during split qualifying, which was quite a bit faster than anybody else. But yeah, big surprise. We got Jorge in P1, S7R's Wid in P2.
Yeah, this little battle right here between Wayne and the True Serum, this is definitely going to be a back and forth shuffle. If they stay this close to the straight, that one's going to pass, then the other might try to pass back. It's going to be a battle right to the end.
Yeah, again, being on the last lap, whoever's doing the following may be just wanting to keep following until the Donninger Straight.
FAF wait.
FAF wait, just waiting it out. Mr. Racing, again, going door to door through the same section of track we just saw on the last lap. They're 2 walking to this left-hander. BPAP's backed out in order to not die. And then Moose getting around BPAP's as well. Or, I'm sorry, Banana.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, you gotta have some balls of iron to go too wide here.
Yeah.
Yeah, BPAP's definitely got on the brakes, which allowed Banana to look at that closing speed. Easily gets around him. Jorge getting to the last quarter of this track with a 4.6 second lead over Wid. He does have mediums, and Wid is also a medium. So they both have about the same wear, so they are evenly matched as far as the car and the tire compounds go.
But so far, Wid's fastest is 0.3 slower than Jorge's mid 33.
Cotton Ballistics putting in a really good run in P3 there. Tito 10 seconds back, but it's solidly in P4, trying to keep that gap between him and Oak. We've seen that since the beginning of this lap, about 1.2
Oak
seconds.
has closed it in. Oak has closed it in a little bit though. It's 1.7 going into
Okay.
coming through the first sector. We're down to 1.2, so he is pulling them in.
And then this battle here between Wade and the Truth Serum, still going at it.
Okay.
Again, coming to the Dottinger Straight here very shortly. We're going to see if that slingshot's going to work. We got Moose back in P10, or I'm sorry, P8. Probably going to have a front row seat to watch this unfold. Then P9, Mr. Racing, P10, Banana, P11, B-Pats, P12. KP Wilcox with a bit of a race to forget, trying to do the last to first challenge, but ran into some difficulty. But Jorge coming to the last few corners to bring it home. Here we are, the last right-hander, 3.5 second lead. Congrats to Jorge on winning round 7. S7R's Wid in P2.
He got past this Wid.
Oh, Wid pulls out the fastest lap. Got Ballistics in P3.
Giving a little wag there across the line.
Bobagito, man, Oak really caught up to him at the end, but Bobagito in P4, Oak in P5. Oh, and here we go. The Jerusalem gets the slipstream slingshot around, now up to P6. Wade back to P7. He's got to hold it for these last couple corners. Looks like plays a little bit of a defensive line and is going to hold it. The Jerusalem in P6. FAF Wade, P7. Yeah, DeSchuster, oh, he got by him pretty early.
Okay.
Surprised that worked. Because now Wade has the chance to slingshot him back, but wasn't quite able to get caught up in time. Oh, just a little bit of a bump there at the end.
Ooh.
A number of them. All right, and the way this ended up, Jorge with the leader, Wid with fastest lap got him 5 extra bonus points, which makes them tie for the season, but that makes Jorge the overall winner, I believe, by the tiebreakers of wins and then podiums. And I don't remember what all the rest of the tiebreakers are, but I think Jorge now is officially our season champion. Congrats to Jorge on winning round 7 of the PHG World Series. Pole position, clean race. Way to go, Jorge. All right, Mr. Casual, you want to take us through those results?
So, yeah. As you can see, our now confirmed season 3 winner. And winner of your race 7 for split 1, Jorge Sr. And just behind him, taking fastest lap, fellow competitor S7R Wid. Then rounding out the podium, putting on a good showing, Cotton Ballistics. Then in 4th, we got FAF Bobagito. Then in 5th, have Naranjo, aka Oak. Then in 6th, have S7R the Truth Serum. Then in 7th, FAF Wade. Then in 8th, we have Moose. Followed in 9th place, F7R's Mr. Racing. Then in 10th, we have our own Banana. Then in 11th, we have Mr. Paps in the Yeedle. Hashtag not last. Then a tough race for him. We have Q3 KP Wilcox. Then in 13th, also another tough one, S7R Stig Xander. And finally, we have our own Pyro in 14th.
Man, what a race. What a race. There was excitement all around through that one. We saw a number of pit strategies unfold. Quickly, your thoughts, Mr. Casual, on what we just saw.
Yeah, it wasn't a just typical Jorge won by a country mile. It's like it's like as you've seen in the early stages, it's like people like Oak were able to keep Jorge honest. So it's while at the end it might have been a bit of a gap, it was like it wasn't just you're already at the top of the leaderboard and at the front, just take it. So yeah, it was a hard fought battle, and you saw a lot of people struggling with the pit lane exit, getting those pit lane penalties. But yeah, I enjoyed myself watching all the battles and seeing, as you saw firsthand, even in top split, the best of them can make mistakes. So don't feel bad if you make a mistake this weekend, because as you see firsthand, it's like even the best make mistakes.
Yep, absolutely. And Jersey, really quick, what are your thoughts before we go to our drivers of the race?
Well, I mean,
Hmm.
it played out. It played out kind of the way I expected it to, but not with the drivers that I expected it.
Hmm.
It was nerve-wracking moments in there that I would have definitely chickened out of and backed out and just let them have the spot. And
Well,
scary stuff.
with that being said, who is your driver of the race then?
Uh, Honestly, in overall performance, I think I'm gonna have to go with our P3 runner with Cotton Ballistics.
It's a
I
solid
think he
choice,
started a
Mr.
little
Casual.
further.
Yeah, that's who I was going to go with, but I think might be considered a bit of a boring, but I think I'm going to have to go with our season 3 winner Jorge, because yeah, I was like sure he knew what he needed to do, but he needed to do it, and uh
Survived the
as we've
pressure.
seen firsthand, he's Mr. Consistency, if nothing else. So that's who I'm going to go with.
Yep, solid choice. I will pick Wid. Wid did end up setting the fastest lap and got us into a tiebreaker for the overall season standings. So great race from Wid. We saw him pull out a different strategy than what we saw from Jorge. In his, when he pit and all that, but it's still, back up there and fighting for the lead at the end. So Wid's gonna be my
So,
choice. All right. So with that being said, I think we're going to take a quick break while we swap out the drivers from split 1. We're going to have split 3 coming up next.
Mm.
So stay tuned and we will be back in just a few minutes.
Yeah. Listen. Well, let's fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down, spray off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, liver refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn 1, brake, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping, Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot, overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb, I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blurs. Hey! PHG World Series in the rain, end of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Shout out Shaggy, kept the league on rails through these drops, rage quits, heartbreak fails from quality to warm-ups. We all found gears, turn pixels and puddles into real sweat, real years. Whoa! Right, right! Whoa! Right, right! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 fam, hear that countdown tight. 3, 2, 1, one last fight. Fight. One last fight. Yeah. Listen, 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 listen. One last fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down. Spray off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, liver refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn 1, break, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping. Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot. Overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb. I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blurs. Hey! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Shout out Shaggy, kept the league on rails through DC. Drops, rage quits, heartbreak fails from quality to warm-ups. We all found gears, turn pixels and puddles into real sweat, real years. Whoa! Right, right! Whoa! Right, right! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 fam, hear that countdown tight. 3, 2, 1, one last fight. Fight. One last fight. Yeah. Listen, 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 listen. One last fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down. Spray off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, liver refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the PHG World Series Season 3, Round 7. We just wrapped up Split 1, which was an amazing race. Really quick, before we get into anything else, let's talk about our sponsors who has made this racing possible. First sponsor, 4D Racewear. They're the makers of some nice sim racing shoes, sim racing gloves, good stuff. They also make jerseys, stuff like that. So definitely give them a check at 4dracewear.com. If you use code Salamander10x or Papa10x at checkout, you will get 10% off of your order. We're also sponsored by Lithograph Comics. Greg, aka Litho, you can find him on Instagram. PD's Gaming and Graphics, formerly known as Vex Graphic Design, does a lot of the graphics for the broadcast here. You can also find him on Instagram. And then The Mist Chronicles, a 3-book series authored by our very own Tuzzenbox. You can find that series out on Amazon.com. So I believe our driver of the day poll has closed, and it looks like S7R Wid has been voted by the people as the people's champ and the driver of the race for Split 1. Congratulations to Wid on that one. Way to go. Oh, let's see. Any other thoughts? I know Jersey. I was trying to keep you kind of short when we were doing the recap. Any other thoughts on that race we just watched before we get into Split?
You didn't cut me off. Don't worry. There was no real other thoughts. There's not a lot going on up here. So, I mean, you got out of me what you were getting out of me. By now I've forgotten. It's okay.
All right.
Or like
Well, let's just jump into the round info to remind the viewers here of what we've got coming up here for Split 3, Mr. Casual. Once again, if you would want to take us through that.
Well, of course. If you have been to miss the first race, you should totally watch it. But in case you did, we are at the Green Hill, otherwise known as the Nürburgring Nordschleife. We're doing 7 laps around the ring. Tire wear is at ×2 with the racing hards being required and the mediums being available, but the softs are not available. Fuel is at ×3 with 3 liters a second, and your car of choice is any Group 3 German manufacturer.
All right. And with that said, now we go to the car choices that people made during the split qualifier earlier in the week. We see that the vast majority of our drivers chose the new Porsche, the 911 GT3R 992, with about a quarter of the people taking one of the BMWs, either the GT3 Endurance or the GT3 Sprint, and then a smattering of drivers choosing the Audi R8 Evo, the Merc, or the Beetle, which we just saw in Split 1, a perfectly viable, fun to drive car as well.
Mhm.
And with that, we've got our Split 3 drivers. Just to run through those, we've got Corridor running in a BMW, PHG Slick SHVR2 running in the new Porsche, VIP's Left to Pass You in the BMW, PHG Sheldologist in the BMW, PHG Vetter Dan in the Porsche, PHG Turbo in the Porsche, and NVR Maverick in the Porsche. We then have PHG Papa in the Beetle, our second Beetle of the night, FAF Slowpoke Rods in the Porsche, BHR Beavis 75 in the Porsche, PHG C-Dubs in the BMW, BHR Old Man Pip in the Porsche, BHR J-Dog in the Merc, and PHG Nasty in the Porsche. Alrighty then. With that said, we are just waiting to get the drivers out onto the track. All right, fellas, what do we think we're going to have in this one? This one being Split 3. We've seen all season that the driver qualifying has been relatively tight. Are we going to see a lot slower times? Or are we still going to see some good action here in Split 3?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be a lot slower. I mean, definitely a little bit, just based off qualifying times and everything. I think we're going to see more mistakes. I definitely think we're going to see more RER smooches. And overall, though, I think it's going to pan out the same way. I think you're going to have your, 1, 2, 3 guys that are up front with slight gaps, and then majority of your racing going on midfield.
Alrighty, Mr. Casual, what are your thoughts?
I do see we have Turbo in there, so I'm like, ooh, I'm glad he's not a slow guy. So I'm like, keeping an eye out for him. But yeah, I don't think it'll be. Sure, it might be a little bit slower, but I think it'll just be ultimately down to who's comfortable the most, and
Right.
maybe you go an extra lap if you're not particularly comfortable driving on slicks while it's still pretty wet out there. So I think it'll be interesting watch if nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we've seen, consistency is the big key. There was a surprising amount of penalties, particularly pit road penalties in that
Mhm.
Yeah.
split one race. So I'm anxious to see if that is going to play out again, or if the split three drivers were watching split one and will try to learn from those mistakes. Uh, I mean, yeah, I mean there was a lot of good racing in that first one. I suspect that we're going to see some things uh, tighten up here as well, and have some really good action. And like you said, it's also a matter of when to get off of the rain tires and which of the racing compounds you go to get on first. We did see multiple strategies in that last race where some
Mm.
people went directly to mediums and then to hards, other people went hards to mediums. Did we? I don't think we saw anybody pull off the one stop. Did we? Did everybody do the two stopper?
No, I think everybody ran the two stop there.
All right. So who knows? Somebody might try to pull a rabbit out of a hat. See if somebody in split three is brave. We know. Uh, I think it was said in chat. They said who the top 3 points finishers were. I don't think we actually mentioned it here on stream. Other than Jorge is our overall winner. S7 our WID ended up taking home
Mhm.
second place, and then I believe it was Bo Bagito who ended up finishing third in the points. That's all pending any steward reviews that may happen post race, but at least for now, those are our top three finishers and will be the ones receiving the 4D Raceware prizes. So thanks again to 4D Raceware for providing those. And once again, go check them out. They've got lots of good stuff. As I was showing off, I've got their shoes, uh, their gloves, and their jersey. The jersey's really comfortable, I'm telling you. And the shoes are great as far as for both comfort and durability and all that stuff. The owner of 4D Raceware is a sim racer himself, so everything is designed for sim racing. It's not like it's designed for track day and adapted to sim racing. So again, definitely go check them out. But yeah, and other than that, I think we're just waiting for drivers to get out onto the track to get qualifying underway. Um, last time we saw a number of drivers
Mhm.
just kind of sitting in the pits waiting for
Yeah.
the track to dry out. Some of them actually went out while it was still a little wet and ended up resetting back to the pits. Um,
Mhm.
we'll see how many drivers do that. Are we going to see
By, by the way,
anybody kind of pulling off that
thank
same
you
thing?
to Mishi for a $3 super chat.
Oh, thank you, Mishi. All right, and here we are out on track. PHG's Better Dan leading us out in the Rexy livery.
Hmm.
All right, I'm going to let you guys run through the liveries. I need to reset my headset.
Okay. So let's see. Left the pass is in his and corridors and his digit gaming livery. Then we have our own elder statesman Papa in the Eagle. Then I'm down for that. Slowpoke Rods and Raider. What's the Twix Mobile, I guess we'll say. Let's see. Slick's running his
Wait for it to
sponsor
pass.
mobile. Let's see. Ooh, C-Dubs.
Little standard black and white there from C-Dubs. A little bit of color thrown in, not much.
Yeah,
Keeping
I
it
see
simple.
down the middle it has the BMW color striping. But yeah, then you see Sheldon.
Oh, just rocking the PHG just right down the side.
Then we got Old Man Pit and okay. Fairly minimalistic, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, as we've seen. Representing BHR. Then, speaking of BHR, we have another BHR in J-Dog. And, okay. Monster on there, among other things. Third BHR member in this one. Beavis. Wonder if he's looking for Butthead. But yeah, in the Topsmobile. And then those of you who've been watching know
Booty
TK
Sweat.
is totally indifferent towards this livery. We got Nasty in the Booty Sweat mobile.
There he is.
And then
Everybody
we
Currently in the
have,
pits,
chill
that's
out
our,
pit here.
our own
Yeah.
PHG Turbo running his alt account. It looks like everybody came out on intermediates, huh?
Mhm.
Nobody's trying to run
Looks
the
to me.
softs on the out lap. I mean, it's been a viable strategy that you can go around on intermediate, it's hit right away, you still get a hot lap on the racing tire. Maybe people watching last time just thought, you know, too risky to try to
Mhm.
make it around even one lap on the racing tire.
Yeah, it just makes me question too how many people are actually just gonna stay on the intermediate like Pyro did.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's possible. I could see that more from somebody who's running at the front, like Better Dan, where the track has stayed wet. But for those in the back where it's drying out, the tires are going to
Mhm.
suffer so much by the end of that hot lap. And you'll only get one hot
Yep.
lap. But, you know, the second
Yep.
one, the tires will be absolutely burned up.
I don't know, the guys that got out quick, like up in front there, like Better Dan and all. I think if they hold it together, no mistakes coming out on this out lap, and they can get in, change tires, and still get 2 full laps in.
A couple of guys go wide there, but kept it straight. Corridor here,
Man,
leading the
out here.
pack. Both VIPs left to pass you, and Better Dan. Looks like Better Dan. I don't know if he dropped back 2 positions or if the camera was just showing him in third and what looked like first.
I think he,
Possibility, I'm not sure, because
yeah.
we kind of jumped in a
Yeah.
little late, so
Yeah, he's third in line now.
I think these 3 guys, they're definitely going to come in end of this lap, and they should be able to get 2 full hot laps in. The first one probably not going to be so great.
And FAF Slowpoke Rods picked up a 1 second penalty there somewhere. But
It's all right,
it's the
get
out
out of the
lap.
way now.
Yep. Get the nerves out of the way. Everybody running through the carousel. A couple of BHR drivers, and then Papa running the back there, making sure he's got some room.
Mhm.
He's sandbagging back there.
Yeah, he is. He knows he needs the draft to run a little bit better of a lap, and he was just like, you know what? No, I don't. I'm gonna apply myself, and I'm gonna show everything.
Are you kidding me?
We do see a number of drivers running with traction control, which you would expect in these wet conditions.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if we go back to the inside shot of that Beetle, if it has the flower hole.
Oh.
I don't know that it would have that in the racing version.
You never know. I would
I don't see
expect
one.
nothing less. Oh, nope, it's not there. It'd be right in center.
Okay.
How astute of you.
I unfortunately
How do
have
you know
had to
that?
get inside of one of them. I've had to get inside of one of them, and when they first came out, I'll never forget. It was the first thing I noticed when I got in. I asked the owner, I said, "What's that for?" And they said, "Oh, that's where it's a power vase." And I was like, "What?" Why is this here? Like that. Oh my God! I couldn't.
I like how you had to quantify that with. They made me do it though. I wouldn't have known
Yeah.
that otherwise. It's not who I am. All right, Corridor drops back into P3. Gives himself a bit of space between him and Vetterdan. And we're coming up to the pit road. Anxious to see if these guys dive in. I mean, there was a drastic difference between the pace on intermediates and the pace on the racing tire when they got to the end. But Left Passew is going to stay out. Vetterdan comes in.
Ooh.
Corridor
Big
comes
thanks
in.
to Boba Gito for a $20 super chat. Thanks for the incredible season. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bobagito. That is very appreciative. Appreciative? Appreciated. I can talk.
Very, very much appreciated.
Oh, and we see Dubs taking a page out of the FAF guy's playbook. Comes to a dead stop, burning fuel on the Dottinger Straight.
I don't know if that's
You're
that he's
there.
doing that purposely. I just think that's just what C-Dubs does.
And Beavis not paying it. Okay, there, he's paying attention. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I thought maybe C-Dubs was just intimidated by that beetle in his rearview mirror and didn't want to deal with it anymore. All right, Vetterdan back out on the racing mediums. Going to try to hold the racing line. He's still at the front, so the track is still pretty wet. He's going to have to be very careful. You can see that rain meter is still well up in the intermediate territory. Old man Pip. Bit of a slide coming out. Was that J-Dog? I think also sliding all over the place. Partial throttle, guys. Partial throttle. Slow poke rods. We can see the track already is starting to dry out as more and more cars drive over it. You see each of these cars that comes out of the pits, it's just a little drier. You can see now the rain meter almost down at the bottom of that intermediate level. But slick, still wet. Runs into the wall, thankfully, on his outlap. Papa coming out. Along with BHR's Beavis. And again,
Correct
see
term
that rain?
is still moist.
It's slightly moist, partially dry. Oh,
I think Corridor just doesn't want to. He was rushing through. I think he's just going to sit there, count out 7 minutes this lap would take, then he's going to go.
Yeah, now we see that rain meter is down below the intermediate level. So we are now in racing tire territory. But it is a slim racing line. So Left Passew is going to try to keep it within the uprights. Use a football reference. Vetterdan looking to do the same thing. Or wait a minute, Left Passew is still on the intermediate. So he can go, never mind, he can still go full bore, use the entire track. Vetterdan's got to be careful. But we're going to see with Left Passew, those tires are going to start to get eaten up pretty quickly. Looks like everybody on the racing media. So just like last round, Iro was the one driver who decided to go out and run a hot lap on the intermediates. Left Passew doing the same thing. Everybody else coming in for the racing mediums. You just got to keep it on track. Whoa, slow. Bruh. Really close incident there between Papa and Slowpoke Rods. Slowpoke Rods taking it really easy. You can see, look at that gap. And Papa just comes charging up on him. They didn't touch, but that was a close call.
One of those instances where you're just, you're driving home, you're on the road, you're cruising along at what you think is, fast compared to other traffic, and then somebody just comes by you, overlapping mirrors, in the 3-digit range, and you just that.
Papa and that Beetle harassing teammate PHG Slick. Slick lets him by.
We know he's a. What is the? Wait a minute. What do I see on the back of Papa? Why does that say jersey on the back of Papa's car?
I think he put a number of the commentating team on the back and around the car.
Oh boy. I was
Yeah,
gonna
see,
say.
there I am on the side. I think he's got C-dubs back there. Lithograph.
Yeah, I was going to say Papa
Miss
shouldn't have
Chronicles.
put jersey on there because he's just going to slow the car down.
Everybody got jokes.
Everybody's got jokes. C-dubs with the 1.5 second penalty. Thankfully, it's on the out lap. He doesn't have any damage. Yeah. Ishi's got it right in the chat. Papa on a mission here. I know he likes to downplay that he doesn't like the Nürburgring very much, but I know he's gaining confidence. And we know he's got confidence in the Beetle. He likes that Beetle. So. The corridor back out. Again, on the racing mediums, looks to be a totally dry track now. So, with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in qualifying, he's going to be able to make it around and should have fuel down about as much as possible when it comes time for his hot lap.
Mm-hmm.
The PHG Turbo. SAPD. Does anybody know what that stands for? I'm unsure. I'm sure the internet will tell us. Somebody will Google it. Maybe it's a Demolition Man reference. I heard he's a fan of that. Somebody will
Actually, I
have to
think you're
Google that.
right. I just thought about it. Yes, it's the San Angeles Police Department.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting. But once again, that's our own PHG Turbo running incognito in this one. Out there on the racing mediums, left to pass you, just finishing off his hot lap on these intermediates. Look at what kind of time he's looking to be in the 7-minute range. So just like Pyro, those intermediates just don't work very well when the track dries out.
You know, Turbo, I'm a little disappointed, my friend. I just wanted to add in there, if Turbo is listening, I'm really disappointed you did not put the 3 seashells on that car.
Vetter Dan being the first of the drivers on his outlap, way ahead of J-Dog, so has really pulled a gap and has been able to hold on to this as he goes sideways through the corner. Oh, don't speak too soon. All right. Commentator's curse in effect.
Way to go, Sal.
All right. It was still the outlap. He's now on to his hot lap. And I think everybody's going to be coming across on their outlap. Just seeing who all has gotten into the rhythm. Is ready to make this one shot really count. Everybody on racing mediums. Looks like left to pass you, still trying to go around. I'm sorry, Mr. Casual, you're going to say something?
yeah, I was saying, so it would seem that everyone else besides left to pass is on the slicks.
You saw that in split one. Proven to be the faster tire. Already burning down the long straight. Going into the wet line just to cool off the tires. Maybe make them last a little bit longer. You see some noticeable wear even through just one lap. So the more of the tire you can hold on to, the better. Sheldo here on a fuel burn strat. Just running in first gear. Has it almost down to a half a tank.
You might want to get a move on because he's got like 3 minutes with where he's at on the track.
Oh, he should be fine, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's less than 7 minutes a lap.
Yeah.
So 3.5 minutes would be halfway, and he's well beyond the halfway point. I think he's safe, but it will be near the end of the qualifying time. We will be into overtime at that point for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely say that. I'm going to add in there. Sheldo, definitely, he did not come into this race not practice. He knows exactly.
Better Dan here trying to be the first driver with a hot lap on the slicks.
Mhm.
Trying to be smooth through this section. Carry a lot of speed through this right-hander. In this tricky braking zone. You're really kind of going downhill. You got to get it turned, and you can see him kind of jawing at the steering wheel there. 7.6 seconds purple already. Once again, we're seeing that the racing tire very much superior. J-Dog 1.7 seconds purple. Old man Pip about a half second purple. So everybody looking to be trying to break that 7-minute mark.
Because manufacturers in the real world, they do strive to break the 7-minute barrier.
And as time goes on, that racing line will continue to get larger and larger. They'll be able to use more of the track. Yeah, look at left to pass use tires, those intermediates. I mean, they're over 50% burned down on that front left already.
Yeah.
Let's see, do we have a time check coming up? Sure. He's probably not.
He's only barely more than halfway. Maybe 2/3.
Yeah, because that M6 being a FR, brake bias is only going to save your fronts but so much.
Oh, he is 5.3 seconds purple, so
just
he's
under.
having a big improvement. He must have had an issue on that first lap that he is certainly looking at getting it under the 7-minute mark, but I mean, once again, a lot of these guys on the slicks are probably going to be in that sub 650 range unless they have an incident. Yeah, better than 12.6 seconds purple. He's really flying on this one. J-Dog coming up on the carousel here shortly. Ryan or Papa?
All right.
Is that about, it looks like the halfway point, about 3.5 minutes through this lap. A little over halfway.
I'm just waiting for a time split here.
I heard it ding, but I didn't see it show.
Yeah.
It's a long, flat-out section. Then we got this left-hander coming up here where you have to decide whether you're going to keep it pinned or not. He gets through it nicely.
He did touch the brakes.
He's also coming up to the carousel here shortly. For some reason, the game isn't wanting to show us the times.
It's a secret.
Papa's got that super secret.
Top secret. Yep. So not only is he sandbagging, he's also.
Him and Shaggy must be in cahoots. C-Dubs, he's gotten his fuel down to just a quarter here.
Okay.
He's about 2/3 of the way through, 8.6 seconds purple.
All right. Looks
like left to pass you, about to cross the start-finish line again. See if he's got an improvement in him. It looks like he's still going to be over 7 minutes, but it's a 7-minute
yeah.
1, so a 2.6 second improvement.
Okay.
Better Dan coming to the line.
Let's see. what
Crossing
he's
over
got for-
640,
He's for about
648 maybe? 5, 6, 47. 647 flat. And we got a bit of a gap for J-Dog running in the Merc.
Mhm.
Monster Merc. As he gets onto the Dottinger Straight. So far, we've got Better Dan provisionally in P1 with a 6-minute 47 left to pass you. Running his qualifying all on intermediates with 7-minute 1.5. Everybody's spread out quite a bit for the qualifying session. Means no slipstream, but it also means no dirty air in all the twisty bits.
True.
J-Dog getting into the braking zone for the last couple corners. Looks like he will be solidly under 7 minutes. 6-minute 55. Puts him P2 provisionally. We got Old Man Pip coming to the line. Looking like it's going to be a 7-minute 6.
Come on, Papa, put that accelerator through the floorboard.
Papa sits at 6 minutes 47 already. I'm guessing he had an issue back there somewhere. Well over the 7-minute mark. Did have somebody ahead of him as well. Whoa!
Oh,
All right, so
this
PHG
Gooster a
Slick.
little too much.
PHG Slick has taken the pole with a 6-minute 44. Papa trying to get this thing slowed down. Ends up running into the pit road wall.
Gooster a little too much.
Mm.
That's it, man.
Yep.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Classic. Classic. Yeah, PHG Slick has inherited the lead. Got 6-minute 44.9. PHG C-Dubs finishing off the Dottinger Straight into the braking zone. With the right, and then the left, followed by the right, and then the go pedal. Ends up with a 648, moving him up into P3.
Okay.
Just behind Better Dan. We got PHG Nasty in the Booty Sweatmobile.
Mm-hmm.
Very comfortable around all this moisture.
Booty Sweat usually is very comfortable.
That is the only time I've ever heard Booty Sweat and comfortable in the same sentence. Slowpoke Rods rockets up to P3 just behind Better Dan with a 647.9. HR Beavis coming to the line. He's coming across with a 7-minute 22.
Sweet.
And again, to put all this in perspective, during split qualifying, Jorge completed a lap in 6:29.9.
And with a qualifying for the race time, he was even, what, a 6:32 or a 6:33?
I think it was a 6:33. Corridor with a 6:46 puts him up in P2. P2.
P2.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheldologist up to P2 with a 6:45 flat. The PHG Turbo. Come to the line. This is looking good. Up into P1 with a 6:44.189. Less than a second ahead of Sheldologist. Or ahead of PHG Slick. All right, Mr. Casual, you want to take us through these qualifying results?
Okay, we got Demo Man himself at the top of the grid with a 44.1. Then got a pair Canadians behind him. Our own Slick, who races in VR. Then the other Canadian, also our own sheldologist. Then in fourth, we have Corridor. Then in fifth, we have our own Vetterdam. Then in sixth place, we have FAF Slowpoke Rods. In seventh, we have our very own fellow commentator, C Dubs. Then in eighth, we have BHR J Dog. And ninth, we have BIP Left to Pass You. And 10th, we have BHR Old Man Bip. Then in 11th, yeah, we have our proprietor and the Yido, Papa. Then in 12th, we have BHR's Beavis. And last but not least, we have PHG Nasty in lucky number 13.
It looks like that might be a bit of a PD discrepancy. Nasty's time actually puts him up in P10.
10.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He must have quit to the pit or something like that. But
Well,
either way,
yeah.
those are our qualifying results.
Yeah.
I have to say it. I just have to. It's just
Uh-oh.
you commonly find booty sweat in the back. So I think PD was just onto it and just decided that's where it needed to be.
There you go. And we also see Papa clearly sandbagging in order to put himself near the back. He wants to do the old AP Wilcox and do not a last to first, but close to the back to first. But yeah, I mean a lot of good times there. I mean, we certainly saw a few drivers have an issue a number of times, surprisingly, over that 7 minute mark, which we did not see
Mhm.
much of in the first split. Uh, being in split three, we'll clearly see some lesser times there, but it looks like the times near the top were relatively close. So, expecting
Yeah,
some good
it's
racing
just
out of
guys
this.
being a little bit more conservative, just only having, a third of the track to run on for your qualifying and not wanting to make a mistake.
Mhm.
Yep, absolutely. Mr. Casual, do you have any picks for this one? Who do you think's going to pull this one out?
It's kind of cheating, but I'm keeping an eye out for both Corridor and Turbo, aka Edgar Friendly. But yeah, because we've seen Corridor when the combo's right, like he's a pretty quick fella, and then obviously Turbo's no slouch himself. So I'm thinking about those two off the top of my head.
Right, Jersey. Who's your pick for this race? Your
Honestly,
dark horse.
if I'm gonna have to go with Sheldo on this one.
I could see
I
that.
can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. It's just one of those feelings, call it intuition. I think Sheldo's really dialed in here, and I think you're gonna see quite the performance. Something different from him, possibly.
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to seeing a battle between him and Corridor. Corridor was the winner of NRL Division B last season. Sheldologist had gone into that race with a uh, pretty dominant points advantage, but
Mm.
he had to take a family vacation, so he opted out of the finals. So I think we'll finally have a race where we get to watch these two duke it out in the finals of the PHG World Series and see who comes out on top. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as a battle. I also suspect it'll be one of those two that take the victory. I do agree. Turbo also very fast. I could totally see him up front as well. So you're not going to see me go out on a limb for anybody else. Other than Papa, maybe running through the whole field and telling everybody to pull over
Yeah,
because
I mean, if he goes by everybody like he did in qualifying, it could be a possibility.
we could see it. And that'll prove once and for all the sandbagging tinfoil hat theory.
That's it.
Which we all
I
have.
think honestly, I think he's just pushing it off on me because he knows how much of one he.
It's all about smoke and mirrors and distraction, you know. So
Mm-hmm. Don't look at the right
That's-
hand because I'm using the left.
something like that. Apparently, he drives one-handed. So,
Well,
all right. So we got this qualifying underway. We're just waiting for the drivers to get out onto the track. We know the track has re-wetted itself. It is once again moist, and we'll see how these drivers can handle it in the beginning. We didn't see anybody take full wets last time. I don't
No.
anticipate seeing full wets again this time, but you never know.
Mhm.
Sounds like the drivers are headed out, and we should be getting going here momentarily.
All cars to grid positions. All cars to
All
grid
right.
positions.
Here we are, Turbo, aka Edgar Friendly at the front.
Mhm.
The wipers are going. Once again, we have a rolling start. Porsches starting 1 and 2. The BMW and P3.
Green flag.
And the lights are out, and we are underway.
Hey.
PHG Turbo making it into turn 1. Slick with a bit of a late break there. Keeps it out of the grass. Looks like everybody keeping it on the track so far. These cars with the rolling start are a little bit more spread out, but J-Dog right on the back of C-Dubs to start with. Left to pass you up there. We know left to pass you with his qualifying effort. Did it on intermediates, which was a bit of a disadvantage. We'll be anxious to see if he charges his way through the field. Turbo still holding on to that P1 spot with about a 0.7 gap. Looks like those gaps are staying pretty consistent with the start. Sheldo hanging with him. Corridor right behind them. So as we were hoping to see that battle unfold throughout this race. Back a little further, we got C-Dubs and J-Dog all over each other in a BMW and a Merc. Left past you back in 9th, Nasty in 10th. I think we've seen everybody on intermediate so far. That was that left to pass you. Is he going for a pass there? Left to pass you, we're looking at J-Dog. Oh, J-Dog goes off into the grass. He kept it pointed straight though.
Yes.
And that's how left to pass you got past him. Okay, so he lost a lot of speed
coincidentally,
coming out of that corner.
Coincidentally, left to pass you didn't pass him on the left.
Well done. Somebody was reading the screen.
Well,
Now
Papa likes to say that I can't read, so I did want to prove that I can.
Remember,
Man, go
wrong
through this.
clock is right twice a day.
Go through this tricky bit, and everybody's just nose to tail.
Ooh.
Oh, the J-Dog getting the run on the left to pass you, trying to pass him on the right. I don't know if that's going to work.
Yeah.
Nope, it's out of it.
And
I
left to
don't think
pass you
anyone-
holds on the left.
Left to keep my position.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Man, and even with
How
that
he
wheel,
even got-
J-Dog.
Yeah, even with a bad exit, he still got a run on.
Yeah. But being on the outside here in the wet, yeah, that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, that corner right there is one that is my nemesis. Oh, and Better Dan back to P6. I think
Looks
he
like
might have
he,
just gone
was.
off into the grass.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of straddling the curve there going into miss.
Yeah, he's a P5 here. Into
yeah,
this. Oh, yeah,
minus
just
one
understeers coming in there.
Yeah.
That gives Slowpoke Rods an open, easy pass. He only lost one position. So that's not bad. Better Dan will keep his wits about him. As this is a
Okay.
very tight group.
Yeah. Oh, someone at the back lost it. I don't know who it was, but it was at the.
Ooh, somebody left. Might have had, I don't, maybe
might
we had a
have been
DC.
disconnect. Left to pass.
Oh, left to pass you spun out.
Let's see.
See what happens. Oh, he's going backwards already.
I know
Yikes.
this turn. Yeah, that that particular turn in general is tricky enough in the dry.
Got like a swarm of bees here.
Actually, let me do that.
Better Dan still holding station in P6 after losing that spot, but keeping glued to Slowpoke Rod. C-Dubs, oh, with a big run. Isn't quite able to make that pass work. That's a really hard spot to pass in as they come into this tight right-hander.
It's still too wet to be trying stuff like that right now.
Oh, but too wide there in the background between.
Yeah, I see.
Old Man Pip.
Mm-hmm.
Old Man Pip, and I think it was J-Dog. Old Man Pip still ahead as they go through the carousel.
Okay.
Everybody's still staying tightly packed together. Papa still holding station in P10.
Mm-hmm.
In the back of PHG Nasty. Eyeballing that booty sweat. From behind, go figure.
I never really wanted to have my face anywhere near the front of me, anywhere near anybody's.
And this is why we're different.
Oh my.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. God, all 10 drivers.
Yeah.
All within close proximity here on this opening lap. And we can see the track starting to dry out. The racing line just starting to form. It's still kind of up in that intermediate range, but that's going to start to dry out here pretty quick. Sheldo had a bit of a run there.
Yeah.
On Turbo with no place to pass. Just kind of holds on to it. We're going to be getting to the dotting near straight here very shortly. We're going to see just how much jockeying for position these drivers are going to do. There's going to be a lot of slipstream effect.
Ooh, Slick giving Sheldon a little push there to get in
Sheldon
front.
gets a heck of a shove up into P1.
Better Dan in 10th place. Said hello to Barry R.
And Sheldon got a heck of a bump from behind by Slick to push him up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, Slick had a heck of a run coming into that corner, and he just nowhere to go. I mean, they were already wide. He just picked one and gave him a shove.
Yeah, Vader Dan
Mr.
had.
Angel pointed out, yeah, Better Dan way back there with some rear end damage. Definitely had an issue. Left to pass you now is somebody to follow.
He might have had.
Oh, so Turbo was the one who got passed by P1 and P2 with that shot.
Penalty, maybe?
And then,
No penalty.
Corridor just got the slingshot coming onto the Dottinger straight, had a better exit of those right-handers. And also we see Turbo tucks on in. Those top four have kind of broken away a little bit from the pack behind as they hit the braking zone here. See if everybody gets it slowed down okay. It looks like they do.
Yep.
Anybody going to come in at the end of lap 1? It isn't looking like it. I think everybody's going to stay out for a second lap. But PHG Slick takes the lead.
Better Dan in 10th is your first one to go in.
Right, Better Dan in the
now
pits.
12, but yeah.
But Slick getting the pass done on Sheldologist there. Now has pulled a little bit of a gap even. I mean, we know these rear engine, mid-engine cars have the advantage in the wet. We'll see if he can put more of a gap on these BMWs driven by Sheldologist and Corridor. Turbo back there in P4 now, kind of biding his time until he gets a clean chance to pass. You can see.
By the way, Better Dan, he went on hards.
All right, Better Dan getting the hards out of the way after one lap. See if the, what is that? Is that the overcut or the undercut? I always forget how that works. That's
I
the
mean,
undercut.
yeah.
Now, if he could just keep it on track, we did see him have to come out and sort of keep it within the uprights during qualifying. He was able to pull that off. So if he can do that here, there could be quite a bit of time gained. We'll see how this all ends up, assuming everybody comes in at the end of lap 2.
Track is a lot wetter right now than it was qualifying coming on to the second lap. So he's really going to have to keep his concentration.
7th place, old man pit, now 8th, or yeah, he had
Ooh, he's got some
yeah,
front
he
end damage.
lost control.
Oh, it was in that same spot we had seen where that braking zone. People hit the moist part of the track on the right, and
Yep,
can't
that's
get
what I
it
was
stopped.
saying. You can go right once the track dries out, but right now you got to stay left. You got to slow down a lot more than you normally would.
Now back up front, we still have a pretty tight pack of 6-7 cars. Slick has not been able to pull away from Sheldologist and Corridor. Looks like all the way back to P8. Still only 3 seconds separates the top 8 drivers. We've got a race on our hands. Again, now you can see the track is fully dry on the racing line. You can see that moisture meter on the lower left. There's nothing there until they start to kind of go off to the side, as Papa was just doing there. Trying to show us there's still a little bit of moisture on the track. Thanks, Papa, for that. But yeah, near the back of the pack, the track is definitely drier than up in the front. Now as they come into this long, flat-out section, slipstream can come into effect here. See if we get any passes done. Everybody's got just enough of a gap. C-Dub's though getting around slowpoke rods. Just edges past him. I don't know if that was a corner exit thing or if it was slipstream. Might have been that he just had a better corner exit. Got around him pretty soon, but a nice clean pass. Again, everybody keeping it tightened up. Turbo still sitting in P4. Slick pulling a little bit of a gap on Sheldologist now. But everybody's still within the slipstream range as they go through the carousel. P5 and P6 still locked in tow. You go through all the twisty bits, the most technical part of the track. Everybody just racing the track at this point. Oh, and C-Dubs goes wide off into the wetness. Thankfully, they're still on the intermediates, or he would have gone off. Holds onto it, but loses a spot.
Yeah.
You can see he just goes wide here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like he missed his turn in.
And again, with this being such a tight track, it's really hard to get by without a little bit of door banging. Didn't send anybody off their line or anything.
Once again, it just boils down to really good concentration and consistency. I don't know what it is. Even with all these turns on this track, sometimes, like even when I'm running it, my mind just wanders off. Just that brief moment, and then you're like, "Oh no, I didn't brake in time."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, doing racing in general, whether it be sim racing or real life racing, is so mentally challenging. Like you are, calculating all the time. I mean, you can't, like you said, you can't really break concentration for even a moment unless you're on like a long straightaway. But other than that, the slightest break in concentration, you can totally ruin your race. We see Vetterdan here, again, trying to stay on the racing line. He's the first car, the only car to have pitted. Trying to make up lots of time on this outlap, and he is not terribly far off
Yeah.
from all the cars in
curious.
front. Like, he is catching them pretty quickly.
I'm curious if he'll try the fuel save and that'd be like 6. No, I think he'll probably go in for mediums, not this lap, but probably the next lap.
Yeah, it's a matter of whether you can make that 5th lap work or just do, the final 4 on the mediums.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
Sheldon taking a peek at
Who's
the
going
pass
to move?
on. Nope, thinks better of it. And let's see if we get a train of cars into the pits now. Slick into the pits. Sheldon is going to stay out for another lap. I wonder if that means he is going to be trying to execute the one-stopper.
I think we're going to see it. I think we're
If
going
he
to
can
see
get a
Sheldon
3rd lap on the intermediates,
Yep.
then he could do 4 laps on, I suppose, the hards, though. That means he's not going to do any laps on the mediums. But he's going to, if he saves himself a pit stop. Curious. We'll see how this turns out.
Slick's on the hards.
All right, so Slick out on the hards. What?
Dan
Better in the pits on the hards.
Okay.
Ooh,
So he might-
is he going to run?
That could be spicy.
Oh, so he is doing the 2-stop, but he still only did 1 lap in wet conditions, or with the wet tire. So now he's going to have 4 laps on the mediums, knowing that everybody else is probably going to pit one more time, and he doesn't. And anybody
Well, the
who's
only
running
one
on the
who might
hards
not is
now, he's
Sheldon.
going to be catching.
Yeah, because.
Well, yeah, Sheldon might still do the one-stopper, but he'll have to go intermediates directly to hards.
Which I don't know if there's really that big of a time difference between hards and mediums on this track.
And in 8th place, Nasty is also on the mediums, by the way. Okay. C-Dubs is as well. Then obviously Better Dan is obviously on mediums since he did his 2nd stop. Ooh. Yeah. Slowpoke got hit with that pit lane pin. So.
Yep, first one. Definitely going to see some more.
Let's see. But yeah. From what I can gather, from the first race, it sounded like the time loss is somewhere around 18 seconds or so. Maybe around 20 when you go in. So I think Sheldon and
Kept it straight.
He's definitely making those intermediate work.
But yeah, I was saying, I think the pit lane loss is around 18, 20-ish seconds. So currently, as is, if he can maintain that gap to Slick, he, I think, would be just ahead. Maybe. But he'll have to refuel, so that probably could push him back. Well, no. Because Slick has
Sheldon's going to have to take a full tank. Yes, Slick didn't refuel either.
Interesting.
I think Slick's only going to do 1 lap on these hards and then try to stint out 4 laps on the mediums.
That would make sense. Yeah, Slick running solidly in P2, 1.2 seconds at Corridor. We still could see Corridor and Sheldologist with the big battle at the end.
Yeah, Corridor
all shakes out.
Corridor has a bit more fuel than the top 2.
I think Corridor has been well known to be, pretty decent at fuel saving. That's not a surprise. PHG Papa, the proprietor, gets through that left-hand section. Caused him a problem before. Making his way towards... Oh, gets out into
Get
the
out of
wet,
that wet.
but holds it together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Once you get out of the wet, you got to just let off the throttle, accept the fact that you've lost some time, but don't spin out.
Yeah. It's kind of like multi-class racing when you think about it. Like, don't fight it, just let it happen.
Old man
with the
pitching
save.
out there in the wet.
Oh, man.
Not too early.
Okay, no damage.
I mean,
Oh, look out.
Oh, man, throw some net code in there just for fun.
Oh,
goodness me. Jeez, he went every which way but straight.
oh my goodness.
Oh,
What is that?
I'm sure
That was
Nasty, or
pointed
no,
right
Davis
into-
there. That was a pucker moment
Oh,
for
my
sure.
goodness.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those Days of Thunder moments where the smoke is coming up and you just hold it down. You just go. Pray that the ghosting happens.
And Sheldologist, with the number of turns left to go, he is purple, but his tires are very warm.
So, Corridor and
Corridor got the pass out on Slick,
and Turbo right there. Yeah.
but Corridor got around. He is still 19 seconds back from Sheldologist.
Mhm.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if we see each of these guys pit to go get on the mediums for the remainder of this race.
Mm-hmm. So,
And then it'll be interesting, Mr. Casual, as you mentioned, if the Porsches are a little bit leaner on the fuel, they might be in the pits for a little bit less time. They may leapfrog Corridor. We'll have to see how that ends up.
Slick is probably, I don't know, maybe about around 28%, guessing. Corridor's definitely a lot better. Then Turbo sitting
Turbo
pretty.
giving the bump to Slick. Like Slick is signaling he's going to be pitting this lap.
Oh, Turbo's going. Oh, no, it's not. What is he going for?
He's thinking about it.
Oh, art. Didn't realize that, but production told us that both Turbo and Slick are in VR.
All three of them in the pits. Actually, all four of the top four drivers in the pits.
Yeah, forward.
Sheldo finally getting off of those intermediates.
Yeah, I think.
But he is going to have to wait for a full tank of gas here.
Yep. Well,
Just
so will the
about
other guys, but the big difference is he's going to be on the hards, whereas all the rest of them are going to be on the mediums. So he may still maintain, I don't know, I'm going to guess he's going to come out with maybe a 10, 12 second gap. But he's going to have to hold that on a lesser tire.
See, Sheldo's out. Like you said, on the hards.
Nasty up into P2, slowpoke rods up into P1. See, yeah, that between Sheldo and Turbo, 11.5 seconds.
Yep.
Hold it.
Yep.
Corridor down to P6. Lost some time to C-Dubs. Did C-Dubs? I don't think C-Dubs hit on that one, did he? All right, so Turbo with some fuel saving probably was able to jump both Corridor and Slick in the pits. Corridor ahead of Slick. Slick seems to have been the one who lost out the most during that pit stop. Vetter Dan back up to P8. On those mediums. Some really fresh looking mediums. And with 3/4 of a tank to go. I don't know, 3/4 of a tank, but he's got over 3 laps. Almost 4 laps to complete. He's going to have to do some fuel saving. I mean, if he can rely on staying tucked into somebody for these long straights and dial down the the fuel burn. Maybe could make it work.
Hmm.
Oh man, Pip back at 11th.
Maybe.
Yeah, he left to pass you in P12. Slowpoke Rods has inherited the lead. He had come out on medium, so he's running these mediums down.
Mm-hmm.
But will eventually have to pit for hards with only a 6.6 second lead over Nasty thus far. And Nasty's on the same strat. Sheldo is only 2.5 seconds behind him. But Sheldologist is running on the hards, whereas those other two are on the medium. So
Because I feel like
possible.
it's...
I'm going to say it's possible those two might pull away from it, but if Sheldo can keep that gap consistent, then he'll re-inherit the lead. Assuming that Turbo
I think towards
doesn't catch him. Turbo's got
towards
an
the
8
end,
second gap.
Turbo. Yeah, I was thinking Turbo might eventually catch up to Sheldo. Because he's on the mediums, as opposed to Sheldo's hards.
That is entirely possible that he's bitten a half second out just in the time that we were talking there. So he is catching it.
Because Turbo will be pushing because he's got C-Dubs behind him, and C-Dubs also on the mediums. So he'll be pushing Turbo, then that'll make Turbo push. So I think it's a matter of when, not if.
Well, and as we had mentioned at the beginning, this is a matter of attrition as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the strategy could play out. We got to make sure that nobody, has an unwanted off. Give somebody some free position. Better Dan there is reeled in slick a little bit more within that slipstream range.
Okay.
Better Dan also good till the end as far as tires go. But our two front runners we know have only pitted once, and they are on mediums. They will have to pit again.
Yep.
Whereas P3 and back may have all of their pit stops out of the way. It's just a matter of whether they can make it on fuel. Slick has pulled a little bit of a gap on Better Dan there. Turbo really catching Sheldo. That gap has dropped from 8 seconds down to 5.5. In what, a matter of a minute or so there?
Yeah, roughly. So looks like it's going to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, maybe by halfway through this next lap, maybe sooner.
I think Sheldo might have had a small mistake somewhere since the delta between him and Booty Sweat seemed to have grew a little bit.
That is true. Now, granted, Nasty and Slowpoke Rods are on the racing medium tires, so they are on the superior tire as well. Wouldn't be surprising to see them pull away a little bit. They come through the jump. That's always a tricky corner. You come off of that jump, you got to get that car to bite and turn right and not go off into the kitty litter.
Yeah, you got to
Isn't
trust the
that
car
the-
light.
Isn't that the corner where the guy flew off the track in the movie?
No, that's YouTube corner, isn't it? I can't remember. I think that's earlier on in the track.
Ooh,
Although I don't remember exactly which one it
C-Dubs has brought the gap under 2 seconds to Turbo. So not quite there, but he's gotten it closer.
All right, so C-Dub's trying to get himself up into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, down to 1.6.
Yep,
Heading onto
this
the
is where that
Dottinger straight,
BMW is really going to stretch its legs.
just outside the slipstream range. He was in the slipstream range. He could really have some good closing speed here. He is catching him early.
992 is NA as opposed to the BMW, which is turbocharged.
we see that delta coming down, but it's not big chunks coming out of that number. Just slowly dropping it. 1.5 seconds. Gained about 2/10 on the straight. To get into the heavy braking zone. C-Dubs has got it under 1.5 seconds.
All right. And C-Dubs also has fastest lap currently.
Ah, that would explain. C-Dubs is on fire. PHG Slick still holding position back there in P7. We had said earlier, lost some of those spots in the pits. But holding position with Better Dam behind him, followed by PHG Papa and then Old Man Pip back in 10th.
And also worth noting that C-Dubs is on, I think, 1 lap older tires than Turbo is.
There is a bit more tire wear, although that might just be that the BMW wears tires faster than the Porsche.
Possibly, yeah.
Because it isn't a big gap. I would have expected a larger gap over an entire lap at this track.
Yeah, but
I think they all pitted on the same lap.
Also has a lighter car with less fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, Turbo, C-Dubs, Corridor, and Slick all pitted on the same lap.
Okay. So, yeah, it's just a car thing.
I think so.
Yeah, I've never been one to really use the BMW all that much, so most of it's pretty new to me.
Yeah, see, I used it pretty extensively running IRO last season and got a lot more familiar with it. But, I mean, the Porsche, the 2022 here, is brand new to everybody. So, still getting used to how it is on both tire wear and fuel. From what I've heard, it's pretty good on tire wear. Fuel-wise, I'm not so sure.
I know from my practice laps, I was getting roughly about a 1/4 tank per lap.
Sheldo has been able to hold that delta between him and Turbo at 4.6 seconds. That delta was coming down real fast. And now it's kind of holding, and C-Dubs just caught up to Turbo. I wonder if Turbo's just kind of lost a little bit of confidence on this lap. Seems to maybe have slowed it down a little. C-Dubs just trying to stay in his mirror, see if he can make him make a mistake.
Okay.
That's really one of the things with this track. If you could just stay close to somebody and keep them rattled, keep them guessing, you can cause them to have that momentary loss of concentration that'll give you an opportunity to pounce.
C-Dubs really trying to push that exit.
Yep. I think he might have had a run and bumped the back of him. Now Turbo's pulling away.
Yeah.
But C-Dubs is reeling him back in, using that slipstream. They're coming up on this fast left-hander. Again, this is the one where you can keep it wide open if you get it perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I think most people choose the lift just slightly. Yep, C-Dubs lifts, even hits the, dabs the brakes slightly. Gets through it nicely, closing that gap more. There's a 1/2 second purple even.
Okay.
C-Dubs putting on the pressure.
Yeah, to quote Dave Cam, basically C-Dubs is turning the screw.
Here they are going through the carousel.
Ooh.
Turbo pulling a bit of a gap through the carousel.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about Corridor. Corridor's only 1.2 seconds back. That's still within that slipstream range. Oh, now it's 1.4.
Okay.
We'll see that kind of yo-yo as they go through the rest of the track. The trick is Corridor really wants to try to get caught up within that 1.3 second range for the Dottinger straight. He's just outside that right now. So the trick is here that you want to make up that gap, but you don't want to push it too far
Yeah.
and then cause yourself an issue. C-Dubs goes a little wide. I think he just kept it on the track. Bit of a pucker
Yeah,
moment.
that part of the track has like, it's weird. It has like just over the red and whites there's like bricks instead of pavement. So you're technically still
yeah.
not on the dirt.
And Turbo has started to reel in Sheldologist a little bit more. It looked like he had nibbled off about 1.2 seconds there. Now to 3-second gap. Turbo picking it up. Yeah, Turbo's now purple.
Ooh. All right.
C-Dubs has fallen back a little bit. So again, a little bit of that yo-yoing. As we see these cars, with different manufacturers, different strengths, different weaknesses, there's certainly part of the tracks where your car is going to be better than other parts of the track where it's not. Dan's falling back to slick a little bit. PHG Papa kind of in no man's land. Got a 7-second gap ahead, 15-second gap behind. E10, Old Man Pip, 10 seconds back, but 44 seconds on his personal best. So
That's good.
having a clean run this lap. Left past you back in 11th, and BHR Beavis back in P12. FAF Slowpoke Rod still our leader. Looks like he's got a quarter tank of fuel. I'm guessing is going to run one more lap before having to come in and get on the hards. PHG Nasty also on that same strap, but only has a 2.7 second advantage over Sheldologist. You can see the guys behind. 3 cars behind are not that far back. They are on the superior tire, but it is wearing more. Although, look at Turbo's tires. Turbo's tires still look really good. C-Dubs' tires, on the other hand, showing a bit more wear. Corridor, Corridor in the same car as C-Dubs, though, has been able to maintain his tire life a little bit better. So as this winds down, we may see a little bit of pace fall off from C-Dubs that we don't see from Corridor. We'll have to see how that plays out over the course of these next 2 laps. Sheldo still, Turbo is now caught up. He is 1 second back. Now in the slipstream range. As they're going to get to this kink up here, and then it's going to be wide open. Plenty of chance for that slipstream to come into effect. Turbo's also going to be able to take this corner a bit faster. Yeah, now it's down to 0.6. I don't know if he's going to get him before this next corner, but he should be really close. Oh, he must have bobbled it a bit. He's actually lost some time. .7. Leading into the heavy braking zone.
Looks like he short shifted up in the 6th a little bit early, and had I think he's looking down at his fuel and realizing he's got just a little bit less than he'd like to have.
Yeah, because I'm looking at C-Dubs and Corridor's fuel, and C-Dubs, I don't think.
Oh, he's only got a quarter. C-Dubs is going to have to come in one more time. Corridor does not. Oh, that's right. In that last round of pit stops, C-Dubs had not pitted. That's how he got slotted up into this fight here. So I think it's expected he's got one more pit stop to go. You got to wonder at some point if Corridor is, harassing his bumper if he just lets him go. Corridor, having probably watched him come out of the pits, may realize that C-Dubs has one more pit stop to go.
Yeah.
1 lap on hards. But he can also use C-Dubs as a, for the slipstream advantage, especially on the Dottinger straight.
But I think he's kind of looking at the delta right now. Corridor's just kind of eyeing up, like, if C-Dubs is holding him up too much, he's going to want to get around him sooner than later. Gap between him and Turbo grows too much.
Yeah, we still got quite a ways to go before the Dottinger straight. If he was right on his bumper, you'd think he'd want to get around. The last thing you want to do, though, is get the pass done just before, because then the guy behind you is going to get the slingshot. Assuming they get a good exit.
Let's see.
PHG
Okay.
Papa here still putting in some consistent lap times, staying relatively trouble-free. Back in the field, things have really spread out, other than left to pass you and Beavis. That may be fighting it out for hashtag not last. Although we did have a driver disconnect, so
Yeah.
I guess they're not going to be last. Slowpoke rods with an 11-second gap on Nasty. But again, we'll have to pit at the end of this lap in order to satisfy the hard requirement. PHG Nasty in that same boat. Turbo now. In a half second, Sheldo. Sheldo's cut the distance to Nasty to less than 2 seconds as well. Sheldo had a little bit of a tail wag there, but keeps it pointed. Nadal just really making these hards work. Oh, and off he goes through the
there you go again.
turbo. That's
Jinxed it twice. That's twice tonight.
It happens. I can't be held responsible. Sheldo trying to just hold on to it here. Yeah, this corner gets tricky. Oh, yeah, just lost the front end.
Yeah.
Gives Turbo an easy pass. Now he's just got to try to not let that rattle him. See if he can tuck in and maintain that spot, because now he's going to have Corridor breathing down his neck as well, and Corridor also on the superior tire compound. C-Dubs has dropped back 2 spots.
Yep.
C-Dubs was ahead of Corridor, and now he is behind PHG Slick. Something happened there.
Yeah, his fuel is in the red now.
Right. Well, and maybe if he miscalculated, he might be in fuel save just to get back to the pits. That is really low for still having the entire Dottinger straight to go. Sheldo kind of struggling.
Corridor's going to go around him too.
Done. Yep. And we'll see here as we get
just the
get
exit out of the second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that exit.
Yep. Into the grass, had to let up so he didn't spin out. Just Corridor the easy pass, but now that we're onto the straight, Sheldo within 0.4. We'll see if he can close that down. If he could slingshot around and then play defensive for an entire lap, he could have a shot at keeping that spot, but that'd be a long time to play defensive.
Easy.
Yep, and Slowpoke Rod's in the pits, as we predicted. Nasty should be following shortly.
And Sheldo got in front of Corridor.
Didn't get in front of him.
Yeah. I don't think Corridor tried to fight it too hard, because I think he's wanting to get as close as to Turbo as possible, if he can.
Turbo now assumes the lead over Sheldologist. And now Turbo with the superior tire and clean air should have a pretty easy time. Corridor now is going to be battling through the twisties here with Sheldologist. Corridor being on the superior tire here. It's in the back of Sheldo a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got to time it right. He's got to come out of one of these corners with more speed. And then again, use that slingshot. And in fact, this corner up here, if he can get it right, would be the perfect chance.
Just
right here.
Show those eyes in the mirror instead of on the road in front and force him into something that he doesn't want to do.
We are on the final lap. 6/10. I don't know if he's going to get him before the braking zone. Don't want to be side to side. Coming up here. Here we go. You got to get through there. Then hard on the brakes. He can just stay tucked
This part of the
into it.
track, this part of the track really kind of makes me laugh because it looks like it should be a zigzaggy portion of the track, but in actuality, it's almost a straightaway because you really just don't turn.
Corridor all over the back of Sheldon, just looks to the inside, decides not to take it.
But gets shelled a little wide.
Yep, Sheldon got a little rattled on that one, but has held on to P2.
Yes, Slick is just under a second behind those two.
Yeah, with these two kind of fighting it out, that's bringing Slick into the
He's
mix.
peeking on him.
This was the battle we were hoping for from the beginning.
This is it.
Sheldologist versus Corridor. It's interesting that they are on different strategies, though. Slick went wide.
Yeah.
Oh, he was starting to catch them and then lost the delta there.
Still got a lot of track to go, though.
Yes. Well, and depending on just how these other two fight, yeah, it just breaks too late, keeps it pointed straight.
Yeah, I think he got distracted by them battling.
Yeah, if these other two
You
start
gotta
to
remember,
battle,
as long as Corridor is staying behind Sheldo's setting the pace that can give Slick the chance to pull back up to Corridor.
yeah, if he can kind of hold him up and make it a 3-car battle, that might work in his favor. The Corridor is right there. Coming up to another heavy braking zone.
Yeah, I think this is where we're going to see
Corridor on the outside.
Corridor gets the exit here. He's gonna take Sheldo.
Whoa, no!
Oh, he's still pointed straight, but he lost so much time on that slide. Slick gets around. Oh, just lost the rear end on corner exit.
I did say this turn was the turn that's hard enough in the dry.
Oh, it was looking so good, and then the back end just just snapped around.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was pushing. He wanted to get by Sheldo there. Really was trying to get it car planted for the exit so that he had the run. And or just decided today wasn't the day.
Now he's still got Slick in his sights.
Yes.
We could still have a battle here, and Slick could still catch Sheldologist. This is not over. As bad as that slide was, they are not out of the hunt. There is a lot of track left to go. Ooh, Slick with a big
squiggly out of there.
Ooh.
That's going to give Corridor the run.
That's going to, yep. Corridor's going to take
up
it back.
into P3. A lot of positions changing here on the last lap.
Gotta say, Sheldo has been pretty consistent on his hards.
We see Slowpoke Rods and PHG Nasty, the two that were running that strat, where they're going to do one lap on hards at the end. Back in P8, P6.
Yeah.
Old Man Pip in P9 following closely. PHG Papa then promoted up to P7.
Yep.
Slick still following closely behind. They're trying to track down Sheldologist.
Are they going to be within that 8/10? I would say about 8/10 of a second coming onto the straight.
Well, there it is. They've got a couple more turns to go. If Corridor can get the exit and not lose the rear end, not go off into the grass. And then depending on if Slick works with him or not, they could both overtake Sheldologist. That time continues to come down. We're going through the mini carousel here. Just a moment.
I think Slick's just a little too far back to be a factor coming into the straight. It's going to be all Corridor. Corridor's right there.
Yep.
Point
3.
What happened?
Point 2. He's got to time it right.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a shootout right here.
So what Sheldon needs to do is let off. Right. Well,
that's it. Don't take it. He's waiting him out. He's not trying not to take him yet.
I was going to say, you don't want to take it too soon and let him slipstream past you, but here we go.
Yeah,
He's
you
going
can hear
for it
Vin
all.
Diesel going too soon, Junior.
He's got the run. It's like the slow motion pass. They're too wide.
Oh,
Yeah, but Sheldo is holding that
zone.
inside line where he needs to be.
yeah,
They're
because
not
he'll be
clear.
on the inside for the
Laid up
turn.
fast on the brakes.
Oh,
They keep it straight. Sheldon breaks a little bit later. He keeps it ahead of him.
Sheldon's gonna hold him off.
It's all down to
Oh
the
my
last
goodness.
turn. Sheldon holding on to P2. Turbo takes P1. Sheldologist holding on to P2. Corridor P3. Slick. Looks like he's going to get it in P4. Vetterdan and Slowpoke Rod's fighting it out for P5. Vetterdan able to hold on to it for the top 5.
Well-
Slowpoke Rod's P6.
Well
What a
done,
finish.
Sheldon. Nice hold, man. Nice hold.
Ooh-wee.
Very nice hold. Corridor just about timed that perfectly. But Sheldon was able to just go a little bit later on the brakes and shoot ahead. So risky here. It was a good battle between these two. This was the battle we wanted to see. Look at that. Wheel to wheel. Sheldon just edges ahead of him. Pulls it out in the end. Nicely done.
Ooh-wee.
Looks like Papa finished P7. Nasty in P8.
I know Papa was definitely happy with that.
Ooh, what a finish to that one. And congratulations to Turbo, aka Edgar Friendly, for taking home the win in Split 3. Well done. All right, as we go to our results, Mr. Casual, will you take us through them?
Well, of course, at the top of the order, we have Turbo. Then in second place, have our own Minister of Defense, Sheldologist. Then in third, we have Corridor rounding out the podium. Then in fourth, we have our own Slick that did that whole race in VR, which must have been quite an ordeal, and fastest lap too. Fifth, we have our own Better Dane. Then in sixth place, we have FAF Slowpoke Rods. In seventh, we have Mr. Downplay himself, the proprietor, Papa, in the Yeetle. In eighth, we have our own Nasty. Let's see, and then in ninth place, we have BHR's Old Man Pit. Then we in 10th place, we have our fellow commentator, C-Dubs. In 11th, we had VIP Left to Pass You. And down in 12th, BHR's Beavis.
All right. What a race that was,
Wow.
man. There was some excitement there. Once again, we saw, the strategies all coming together at the end. And we certainly saw the battle I was watching for, which was Corridor and Sheldologist trying to settle the score over that NRL Division B title. That was a fun one to watch at the very end. And then Turbo, certainly it didn't run away with it, but had a decent victory. Didn't have anybody to battle there at the end. That was good. Let's go over our drivers of the race so we can give the people some time to vote on it. Let's start with Jersey. Who's your driver of the race?
No. Don't start
Yeah.
with me because I'm still mulling it over in my head. I have
All right,
two that
Mr.
are really on
Casual.
top.
You know what? I think I'm actually going to give it. Yeah, I'm going to actually give it to Sheldologist because he was on a slower compound at the end, and I think he did the one stop, maybe. But yeah, either way, I was like, I think I'm going with Sheldologist because yeah, it's like he had Corridor definitely looking for that second place that Sheldo was holding on to. So yeah, that's my pick for driver of the day.
And
All right.
big shout out to Corridor with a donation in the chat. I'm not sure that's 100 Mexican dollars or
Yes.
pesos. I'm
So
not
that
sure
would
what that
be
is.
like yeah. So
So
I
thank
don't know
you,
the
Corridor,
conversion
for the
rate, so I'm
donation. We greatly appreciate that. He says, thanks to everyone who put this league in place. I had a ton of fun. Shout out to Shaggy for the amazing combos. Absolutely. Thank you, Corridor, as well. All right, Jersey. Who would you like to nominate for
well,
driver of the race?
Mr. Casual here helped me out because he picked one of the two that I had up there, and surprisingly, I'm going to go with somebody that really is not anywhere up there in the top three. I'm going to go with Vetter Dan on this because Vetter Dan fell way back and fought way back up, and he made up a lot of ground. Took a big risk pitting early. Um, after the incident he had, I think it was lap one, and just drove his behind off to get back into the top. What did he finish? Top five, I believe, right? To finish fifth. So
Yes.
Mhm.
that's a heck of a turnaround to come back from how far down he was.
All right, so Vetter Dan. I'm going to go with Turbo and take our winner. He, executed on the strategy, was able to stay consistent enough to get into the lead, take the lead, keep the lead, and ended up pulling off the victory tonight. I think Turbo, with an honorable mention to Corridor, with a heck of a battle with a
Yes,
Sheldologist, and even with the recovery on that last lap bobble, was able to come back and really put on a good show and challenge Sheldo there at the end. So Turbo's my pick with Corridor as a very close second. So
yeah.
again,
I think we
man,
can get all four of them in there. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
right. And it looks like we do. We do have the poll up in the chat, so if you guys could vote on that.
Mhm.
And also shout out to Metal with the $10 donation. Great racers, better people. Thanks for the great season to all involved. Thank you, Metal. We appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, man, what another good night of racing. I mean, we saw
Oof.
in split one, which was a great battle all around, really good
Mhm.
racing. We saw split three, at the beginning here, it was tight all the way from first through, back to like eighth. And then even throughout, once again, we saw some different pit strategies, tire usage strategies. We did see the one stopper work and got a
Mhm.
P2 in split three. So that was certainly a viable one as well. Um, yeah, as we kind of wind down the night, Jersey, what are your thoughts on what we had going on today?
I thought I was confused about what kind of strategy to run for my race tomorrow, and now I'm twice as confused. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that, like I said earlier, I'm 2 seconds Tom, and I'll forget all about it by the time I wake up in the morning and just go back to whatever I was planning in the first place.
Well, there you go. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. You're in split two.
Yeah,
Okay. And what car are you in?
I'm running the new Porsche as well.
The new Porsche. All right. Well, we're anxious to see that. Mr. Casual, your thoughts on the day?
It didn't fail me. I was honestly expecting some pretty good battling today. And as you've seen from both races, we didn't have any mishaps apart from self-inflicted ones. So great racing from everyone involved. And I'm also in split two tomorrow, also in the same car.
I'll
Also, I
see
was
you there,
being
buddy.
also I was being a bro to Jersey. He was like, "What kind of brake bias are you running?" And I was
Yeah.
giving him some tips about brake bias. Uh, won't say what exactly I'm doing, but I was kind of moving the brake bias around like a F1 driver.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd like to echo that there was certainly some great racing tonight. Lots of good, clean driving. Again, as we said throughout the broadcast, there's been, uh, the Nürburgring is pretty tight, and we did see some door banging, some wheel to wheel action,
Mhm,
but nothing where
mhm,
people were getting sent off, at least that we saw on the
mhm,
broadcast. So, really fun to watch. I know I had a good time making the calls. Um, and I mean, well, split one and split three turned out really well. Looks like we've closed down the poll for the driver of the race, Sheldologist, with the runaway victory on that one, giving us the most entertainment on that final lap there and making the one-stopper work. So congratulations to Sheldologist for winning the popularity contest and taking home the driver of the race for Split 3. All right, so with that said, we're probably going to start closing it down. I once again would like to say thank you to our sponsors. First off, 4D Racewear. Definitely go check them out at 4dracewear.com for all of your sim racing, clothing needs. They got good shoes, gloves, jerseys, hats, all the stuff. Go check them out. Tell them either Papa or myself sent you by using either Papa 10X or Salamander 10X at checkout in order to get 10% off of your order. Go check out Lithograph Comics on Instagram, where you'll find Greg, aka Litho, and his comic book journey. Definitely go check out PD's Gaming and Graphics, also on Instagram, also known as Vex Design. He did a lot of the really good graphics work and animation that you saw during the broadcast tonight. And lastly, The Mist Chronicles, a 3-book series authored by our very own Tuzzenbox. You can find that 3-book series on Amazon.com. So, all right, with that being said, I don't know if either of you have any final thoughts. Are we ready to sign off for the night?
I think me and Jersey are just like hoping that we're ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You guys got a front row seat and a little bit of insider information over what to expect. So good luck to both of you tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, starting at 1 p.m. Central. We'll be over on my channel. You can see my channel there at the bottom. Mr. Casual, which way? This way? Also has a channel. Go check him out. Like and subscribe to our YouTube pages. We both do broadcasts. Like and subscribe to T-Case's channel as well, as he does a lot of the broadcasts for the PHG World Series, commentary for NRL, along with his own set of, Tuesday lobbies, Thursday NASCAR Thunder. I think you'd be happy if you subscribe to his channel and watch what's going on. So with that being said, we will catch all of you guys tomorrow. We hope to see you then. So, as Papa likes to say, we are great racers, better people. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace out.
Yeah. Listen. Well, let's fight! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down, spray off the tarmac, can't see the ground. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, liver refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn 1, break, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping. Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot. Overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb. I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blurs. Hey! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Shout out Shaggy, kept the league on rails through DC drops, rage quits, heartbreak fails, from quality to warm-ups. We all found gears, turn pixels and puddles into real sweat, real years. Whoa! Right! Whoa! listen, 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 listen. Well, let's fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down. Spray off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, liver refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn one, break, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping. Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot. Overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb. I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blurs. Hey! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Shout out Shaggy, kept the league on rails through DC drops, rage quits, heartbreak fails from quality to warm-ups. We all found gears, turn pixels and puddles into real sweat, real years. Whoa! Right, right. Whoa! Right, right. PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 fam, hear that countdown tight. 3, 2, 1, one last fight. Fight. One last fight. Yeah. Listen, 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 listen. Well, let's fight! Hey! Hey! Last round, gray sky, grid line, lights down. Spray off the tarmac, can't see the crown. PHG banner on the pit wall shaking. Whole season on this one lap we're making. Late nights, liver refreshed, but my hands tied. Chasing ghosts in the split, still wired. League chat blowing, who's gonna claim it? Thanks, Shaggy, you're the one that framed it. Yeah! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Turn one, break, laid back steps, hard jumps, hydroplane hunting, feel the thumps. Ghost car flickering, my side view creeping. Delta in the red, but my line still cleaning. Pit car box now wets, this is our shot. Overcut gamble, track getting hot. Leader in the wall on the exit curb. I'm calm on the wheel when the whole world blurs. Hey! PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season, fight through the strain. 4 red lights, then it's all flame. If I spin out, put respect on my name. PHG World Series in the rain. Spray in my face, but I stay in my lane. GT7 dreams on a Sunday night. One last lap, one last fight. Shout out Shaggy, kept the league on rails through DC drops, rage quits, heartbreak fails from quality to warm-ups. We all found gears, turn pixels and puddles into real sweat, real years. Whoa! Right, right. Whoa! Right, right. PHG World Series in the rain. End of the season.